Do you like to include the?
I don't know. It's something. I don't know. I don't have to include it.
It's up to you. Your podcast.
And we're live. And then let's start from there.
Do I have to stick my face right into it?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's deep. That's deep
Yeah,
bass.
I know. Take the bass out.
Yep. All right. It is very bassy.
I'm going to adjust it because I'm bassy.
Yeah, sure. Basic.
There we go. Here we go again. Here we are again.
Cheers, man.
Oh, yeah, right. That thing.
Yep. So, I'm Ryan. This is Adam. This is podcast number 6.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, don't sniff on the microphone.
Yep. I'll figure this thing out eventually.
We're trying something new here. We're going to try and talk into the microphones. Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing.
No?
Just hanging out, drinking some Gibbons Après Lager.
Oh, yeah? What's it with them?
Product plug.
Oh, yeah?
No product plug.
Why do you...
They gave me some beer today for a photo shoot, so it's good beer. I like it, actually.
It actually isn't that bad.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah.
I go through phases where I like fancy beer, and then I just like plain beer. And this is plain, good, drinkable beer.
Yeah, I think...
Kind of like that. Kind of like the 50. Except it's the smaller size, not the jumbo size.
Pretty good. Yeah. It just makes me burp a ton. I don't know.
Well, look how big it is.
Yeah, I'm not like... I'm not chugging it down.
Shotgunning that thing.
Gibbons puts his... their beer is in all of their Gibbons establishments, I would assume, as their house lager, correct?
I would guess so. I don't know. Well, they bought... I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that they bought House Sound Brewery a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the distillery, too, because I think House Sound has a distillery.
Really?
This could be totally wrong, but that's what I think. And so that's where they brew it. Wait, might even say.
Oh. Either way, it's pretty good. I think...
yeah, it says, Dollarton Highway, which is probably the...
Oh, you know why? Because that's... I think he owns part of Cove Brewery.
Oh, no, that's it. Sorry, Cove
There's
Brewery.
some relationship there, yeah. Cove Brewery.
Whatever the...
What did you say? House Sound?
Yeah, that's totally wrong. Not House Sound. The one in Deep Cove. Cove Brewery.
Yeah, it's right in Dollarton. Yeah,
that's it.
It's beside the Arc'teryx office, actually.
That's the one.
Yeah, they used to have like a...
And I think they have a distillery there, too.
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
They have a... they used to have this like motorbike in there, like this on display. I used to go there a lot after work.
I met with Joey about some other thing, and he was like... I was talking to him about the beer, and he was like... He said I'm a Coors Light guy. I like to just drink beer. Like,
yeah.
He was like, if I'm drinking a beer sitting at the cottage, I just want a beer that I can drink. And I was like, well, fair enough. Don't we all?
Yeah.
And I think that's what he modeled it after. It's not a light beer, but it's just a drinkable beer.
And it's a Doc beer. Doc Rock.
Doc Rock beer. Listening to whatever. Some sort
Doc Rock. What do you think is the best Doc Rock?
Rush.
Rush? Yeah. Okay. Is that what you remember, or is that what you think is the best? Like when you were younger, did you have like a...
I didn't listen to rock on the dock when I was younger.
I wasn't on a lot of docks, so
No.
I don't know.
I was in a lot of boats, but the boats didn't have stereos, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Back then?
Yeah.
They were just shit. We had a boat and our stereo sucked. But now like wakeboard boats probably have like bumping.
They have a stereo, yeah.
It's a full on like
a
car
real stereo. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Offensively loud.
Yeah, everyone's like, be quiet on the water, nobody can hear.
Yeah.
And then the opposite is...
Like, if you're on the other side of the lake and you have a regular conversation, someone on the other side of the lake can actually hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you've got a 200-watt or 2,000-watt stereo.
Yeah, let's get the loudest.
With, like, 10 speakers and subwoofers everywhere.
Yeah, you're already ripping up and down the lake.
So you can hear it when you're wake surfing 2 feet off the back of the boat.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. But if I had it, I would do it.
So would I. But I don't have $200,000 to buy a wakeboard boat.
Yeah,
so.
no kidding, right? What? I guess boats are expensive, but the equivalent of that boat that's not a wakeboard boat, is there like a wakeboard boat tax, like a Toyota tax type thing? It's just because
No.
There's really a lot of technology now, like the ballots and all that kind of stuff.
They're really computerized, self-automated. They fill up, they can drain them. Like, they've got all these weird systems in them, but it's also just the Canadian dollar is shitty. Right. Having been in this industry, I went to, this is 2 years ago when the dollar was super bad. And I was at the Vancouver Boat Show for whatever reason. Yeah. And boats were like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like $200,000 for a wakeboard boat. But then you could go I was just kind of walking, and you could buy like a legit boat, fishing boat that you could take on the ocean, and I think it had a bathroom in it, and it had like an engine.
For like 90 grand?
No, for a little bit less. It was still expensive. It was like 150, 125, and I was like, I'd way rather buy a fishing boat than just have a wakeboard boat that you could just basically use for one thing.
Right. But you could wakeboard behind the fishing boat.
I guess you could, yeah.
If it, like, you wouldn't have to
Yeah, because a
wake.
wakeboard boat is shit in rough water too.
Right. But you could fish off a wakeboard boat, but it would just be cramped and fucked up and everything.
You wouldn't want to do it because it's like, it would be like fishing out of like a really nice living room, because you wouldn't want to like get shit on the couch, or you wouldn't want to, because it's like, it's all like, well, it's not leather. It's not leather couches, but those.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that waterproof fake leather stuff.
Yeah. PVC.
Right. When I was younger, we had a boat, and it was a big, kind of like clunker, but I don't know, maybe that's a bad word, but it was a bigger boat, but it was kind of like heavy. But we used to tube and kneeboard and water ski, but I don't even think wakeboarding. Wakeboarding, I guess, I don't think I've done that once.
It didn't really exist until the early mid-90s.
Like kneeboarding was like a sport for a while.
Well,
how awkward is that?
I can't even get into a kneeboard.
I used to have one. I got concussed from one. We used to have one. Strap your knees in, bent. Like when you get out of that thing, man.
No, I couldn't do it because
Crippled.
it's like you're sitting on your knees and your ankles, and I don't have enough knee flexion or ankle flexion to get into one of those things.
So awkward. It's kind of like a kayak, I guess, where you float above the water.
Yep.
That's the same thing. And the way it's awkward when you have like your back.
And you're strapped into it. You put a strap across your like.
And that's pretty easy to get off. And they're really good for barefoot water skiing because you can sit on it.
You sit on it and start,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Man, that's tough.
I used to be big into water skiing.
Water had to be super glass, calm.
Yeah, but you have to go fucking fast.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to go way faster, which the consequences are huge. Yeah, I've never been able to barefoot.
I was a water ski instructor for 4 summers. So.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
So I slalomed and barefooted and a little bit of trick skied. Never jumped. Never did the jumping. And that's when wakeboarding was starting to come in. But I was never very good at wakeboarding. I was a good water skier. And
did you go way out and do like the whole like around the buoy?
Yeah, I did slalom courses.
Right.
Yep.
That looks tough. All about the rooster, the big arc. Or
And then it was almost the same as because when I first started snowboarding, I didn't learn to snowboard on a hard boot setup, but it was almost the same. So I learned on a shitty soft boot setup with like Sorels or whatever, and then the guys I was riding with, they got into carving boards, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And it was like carving boards were like the snow equivalent of slalom skiing, like just like laying it over.
Yeah.
Like
right.
yeah.
Huh.
But then I moved out west and got rid of the carving board pretty damn fast because they were shit in deep snow or soft snow.
Yeah, I carved board for a while. I had carving board. I learned on a Mogul Monster, like one of those like had like snowshoe straps.
Black snow Mogul Monster.
No edges, so you couldn't take it anywhere. It was like hollow and like molded.
Yeah.
So that it bent and creased right away on the tail.
Right.
So right behind the back foot, you would go to lean back and it would just bend and crease, and then but from that point on,
it had a perma rocker.
It was like folded cardboard. You had no tail basically. Just it gave away. What a fucking horrible experience that was. But no one knew any better, I guess.
I think that's why kids are so good at snowboarding now, because they didn't have to deal with shit snowboards when they grew up.
Yeah.
Because literally it was garbage, and I remember like I think the first time I had someone, maybe it wasn't a rental board, but it was like shit binding, shit boots, like literally Sorels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to have the Edge. It was like the shit board. The very basic board you get that you could go on a resort with because it had edges.
I think that was a Black Snow too. Black Snow Edge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I never had one of those, but
neither did I.
My first snowboard was a Kemper Mini Rampage.
My first snowboard was a K2. It was like an HC 166 or something like that.
Right.
Big directional badass fucking thing.
Directional, yeah. I had the 3 buckle binding.
Yep.
They were fluorescent yellow, and then I cut the tops off.
Yep.
Cut the top ones off.
Crazy. Yeah, and then I bought some sort of K2 twin tippy thing, and
right.
I probably could remember all my snowboards. I don't know.
I didn't have very many. I had a Nitro Pyro.
Was that an ASIM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go back. No, it was kind of and then it was a 162.
Yeah, they were huge back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, 166 was my first snowboard, and then it was like another K2, and it was like the first twin tip one I got.
Right.
This is when I was going to college out here. I actually remember this because I bought it at Bellis Fair in Bellingham.
Yes. I've never actually been there. I just driven by it. I'm like, oh,
And it was the deal where it was like, okay, I'm going to go buy this snowboard in the morning. I'm going to ride it at Mount Baker in the day, and then bring it back across the border because it was used. So I didn't have to pay tax.
Yeah.
Same with bikes. You know, it's worked out so well for you.
Yeah. Right. Well, so you bought it in the U.S.
Bought in the U.S. Yeah.
This when the dollar would have been worth it. It would have been worth going down and buy it. You would have saved.
Fuck, I don't even know. It was like maybe not.
Which was in late 90s?
Early 90s.
Sorry, early 90s, yeah.
93 probably. 93, 94 maybe.
Yeah, I think that's when I was snowboarding that time in my life.
But I owned the first one was that K2HC. Then I did own it was a Burton carving board, a Burton PJ, I think it was.
Oh, my bro had one of those.
Yeah.
My brother was all over it. He had the Craig Kelly, then he had the Air 6 Burton.
Yep.
And then he had what was the one with the fly in the center between the two bindings? Had like a black fly. Was that a
might have
Burton
been
free?
a brushy or another Craig
been.
Kelly maybe. No, it was a bit too early for a brushy probably.
I don't think it was a brushy. It was all black. It was money, and it had the same shape as the free 6. Maybe it was a free 6.
Could be.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm so shit with all those vintage. I'm not into the vintage snowboards like some people collect them, but
that's all I know. I stopped snowboarding like so long ago. But I had the Emery or the Elfkin bindings with that big piece that went over the top of your foot. It was like
hard boot or soft boot?
No, it was a soft boot, but the binding had this like it was like a big tongue that went over top of your.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And strapped down.
I remember the Emery name.
Yeah. Oh, Emery for sure. Yeah, but Elfkin.
Elfkin.
Yeah, Elfkin. Yeah, so I have Emery bindings on my race board in the closet.
Right, because Emery boards I remember them being hard boot bindings.
Right, but these ones were like, it was like you had like an ankle guard on the front, and it was just and so anyway, it was bullshit.
They were all bullshit back then.
I cut it in half to try to make it better, and it made it so much worse.
Right.
I think I had a good idea, and it was just horrible.
Yeah. That first K2 actually, I'm pretty sure I jigsawed off the nose because it was super directional, and I was like, this sucks. So I wanted to make it more direct, not directional, twin tip.
Dude, my brother and his friends would like move their bindings further apart and T-bolt them, make super wide stance,
yep,
and then cut the tips off so like you could barely get over any bump.
Yep.
It was like the Andy Hetzel version of the snowboard, whatever they had. Like, cut it off super short, and it was a stunt ditch, and it was just. Yeah, that was pretty fun, man.
That was the style.
Yeah, that's when I think I race boarded then, or like hard booted.
Yeah,
so I was a skier kid too, so I could put my ski boots in the hard.
I was a ski racer kid originally too, and I came from at the time I was working at a ski shop in Toronto, and that was just the kind of the dudes I was hanging with. But yeah, it's funny though. It was like it gave me like a super good foundation to snowboard because it was like. You learn how to carve, you learn how to like do everything, so you learn how to turn really well. And I think it was like, well, I still suck at jumping, but I can ride really fast and turn really well. So that's one thing.
I think the opposite for me. I think snowboarding helped me learn how to carve on my skis better.
Maybe. Yeah, could be.
I think I learned how to carve on that race board before I knew how to carve on my skis.
Right.
And so when I figured that, I'm like, oh, okay, you can just rely on your edge.
Yeah, that's true. I was still skiing at the time too, I think, and it was like I remember that's when the parabolic skis came out with the crazy side cuts, and the crazy riser stacks on them too.
That was so dumb.
I know.
What's wrong with everybody, man? We were all dumb.
You just like tip them, and they would just like.
What do you think when the canting plates for snowboarding? I think I had always had a rear canting plate, and I thought it was cool. I think my knee was blowing my knee every time I got on my snowboard.
I remember
you could get double front and back. My brother had those
on a race board. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember it was like
it's horrible.
I tried to get my buddy who was like he was a super good freestyle guy. Like he rode half pipe, rode parks and stuff. And I was like, oh, you should check this out one time. He's like, and he got on it and he's like, because you had to like push your knees together when you're on a carving board. He's like trying to stick his knees out wide. He's like, I don't understand this thing at all.
It's weird.
Yeah, the canting plates were. I don't know.
Well, it's pretty.
Well, they're not around anymore, so they.
No, isn't that style? That whole thing is. I mean, I don't know a lot about snowboarding, but I'm gonna guess that that style, like, of tucking your knee, it's like a race, like Craig Kelly Sims kind of like. John Sims, was he a snowboarder?
Tom Sims.
Tom Sims. Fuck,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm butchering the shit of this. Yeah, skiers talking about snowboarders.
Right. Just like white guys talking about rap.
Yeah, exactly. But that whole like tuck knee style, like, it was just a style. It wasn't about like its effectiveness, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I still actually like. I feel like I drive my back knee forward if I'm like really digging into.
I guess
a
that's
turn,
why you
but
keep your back foot a bit more straight on a paddleboard than you would like. You
Yeah.
maybe go. You ever go duck stance?
I still ride like reverse on my back foot.
You're pointed forward. Or
No,
you're,
no.
So a bit duck.
A bit duck.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that duck the right term?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But like not true. Like I mean, some people will go like
Equal.
plus 15, negative 15.
That sounds like you're doing squats. Like it sounds like it might.
Yeah.
Because when you're going downward, you're twisting your knee. Like I feel like.
Yeah. A lot of people ride like that. Like all the park guys probably ride like that. But
I think I see a lot of like Japanese people ride that way too. Their style is like very.
yeah,
Very
I would say
adopted
that's
style.
pretty common actually. To also
Yeah.
working at the shop, like just looking at snowboards, it's pretty common for people to ride like
It's comfortable once you get used to
front and back equal, like front positive,
it. Right.
back negative, but at equal degrees. But I'm kind of like more on the front and but a little bit negative on the back
I
usually.
guess if you're riding switch a bunch, you're trying to be.
But I don't ride switch, so
Right. But I've ridden, when I had a snowboard for a couple of years, I tried the duck, and it was comfortable when you're turning on your toe edge. You feel like you're just
yeah.
like round. It's cool.
But if you like,
I don't know much about it.
I have crazy bow legs. So even if I'm like doing squats, like if I go to the gym, my feet are like duck.
Right.
Like my toes are never like pointing straight forward.
Right.
I don't know.
But
But then
it's
people
better for your knees. It's better tracking, I think,
I guess so.
if when you're impacting,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Yep.
But then skiing, you just blow a knee all the time because one just takes off on its own.
Right.
I've never been there before, but
Knock on wood.
man, I know a guy well, you know a guy too, Jeff.
Yep.
Jeff Boak. Looking at you. He's done both his ACLs.
Really?
I don't think at the same time. You know, he used to be a rail slayer. I think he's.
When did he do? I didn't even know he did
I
that.
think before you've known him, like
Right.
like 10 years ago here. I think something
And
probably.
he's such a little dude too.
Yeah, he's done both of them. Damn. Yeah, I think they take a piece from your to repair them. They take a piece of tendon from your hip or from your oh my god, hamstring, and they
Well, yeah.
sew it back in there or something.
Well, yeah, they do that, or they do. I've heard of the cadaver replacement where they take shit of a dead guy, and they do that too.
That guy's gotta be pretty fresh. The dead person.
Sure.
You can't be like, this guy's been here for like 2 months. You're like, no, we can't use that.
I've heard of. Yeah, I don't know. I've just heard of like cadaver replacement. So they're
Sure.
taking from
I
a
mean,
dead guy.
if you were signed up for like a donor stuff,
Yeah.
then I don't know if you sign like that. I'm not even left-handed, but I think you get, hey, that would take part of your. That's a perfect thing to donate.
Yeah.
You can't really have like
You
a.
can be like specific. Like you
Right.
can only take this from me. You can only take my knee ligaments. You
can have
can't take
both-
anything
you can have
else.
both my Achilles
Yeah.
because they're the have the Achilles.
My Achilles heel.
Yeah, and you can have my fingerprints.
You can have the ACL out of my right knee only.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not giving anything to say. Well, maybe
I would. That's. I should.
I should check my driver's license.
What does it
actually.
matter?
I'm pretty sure I'm a donor. No, I don't care. I'm just talking shit.
If you get cremated, you should. Well, I think donate. Like I don't know what
I-
you're trying
yeah,
to hold
I
on
would.
to.
It used to be like a thing on your driver's license. It still probably is.
The back of my driver's license just says this is a government ID.
I know. I feel like it was
It
more
was one
like
with when you had your license and that green and gray piece of paper that came with.
because the Ontario license used to be a piece of
Like,
paper
used to be
and a
10
photo
things,
ID. It was like
yeah.
a flip thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came with like a.
But I'm
booklet.
sure you probably on a BC license. I don't know. Maybe not. That's a good question.
Just in a Sharpie, just write "I'll donate my body" on
Right.
the back.
Yeah.
I'm a donor.
Yeah.
A donor party of 6. Yeah, yeah. I don't see why. Like I would be like, skip the lungs. Don't take my lungs. My liver's probably not that great. I'm like,
Yeah. Don't take the liver.
in my brain. Don't use parts of my brain either.
Take my brain.
Yeah, my hair. You can take my hair. It's pretty good. Somebody might want that.
I don't think that's one of the donating things.
What? You can have my hair?
Yeah.
They shave your head?
Yeah.
I guess they just put you in the oven and.
Ouch.
I know, right?
I tried. I used to have long hair, and I tried because you know how people like, oh, I sold my hair.
It used to be a thing.
It used to be, and I tried to do it because I had longer hair than you at one point, and I cut it all. Like I went from like long hair to shave, like well, not skinhead, but like
Right.
a number 1 on a
Yeah.
clippers, And I was like, well, I'll like donate it or sell it or something, but I couldn't find any place to sell it.
Yeah, so I heard about the selling it, and then I heard about donating it to somebody who had cancer to get a wig made, and I was like, well, no, I can't sell it.
Right.
And then I cut it off and I lost it. I kept it, but I lost it. So I cut the ponytail off, and it was probably, I used to have super long hair, like halfway on my back, and I cut it like I had a Camaro, I got my boots, but I cut it. And it was like
I think we
this
should
long.
go back to that.
It's like this long,
in a
yeah.
moment.
And so I put it in a bag. And I forgot. I moved out here. I moved out here, and my mom was like, "Hey, I found your ponytail." Like 8 years later,
Right.
I'm like, gross. Yeah. Anyway, she's like, "It looks normal. It looks fine."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hair.
And I remember I put it. You know those free bags of either free bag of goodies you get goodies from the dentist. You get like a toothpaste and a little mini toothpaste, a toothbrush, and like little mini like.
Sure.
The bag it comes in.
Sure.
That's the bag.
I don't remember the bag at all, but
anyway,
I know what you're saying.
That's the bag I put the hair in. I was like, oh yeah, that's my hair.
I think I kind of had the same thing where it was like I threw it into the trunk of my car, and it was like then I found it years later. I'm like, fuck this.
Outside, probably got moldy and stuff like that.
Probably, yeah, the old Toyota Camry that I had.
But apparently, you used to pay a lot of money for it. If it was long enough, they pay like $700 or whatever for like for long hair. But then, how much is the wig?
Yeah, true.
Because that one
Poor
ponytail,
cancer survivors got to buy a wig.
It's not going to make a full wig. That ponytail is not making a full wig.
Unless it was like a short hair.
I guess
wig.
it would be because it's the same number of hairs. It's just I don't even know. The science behind wigs is probably crazy.
Yeah.
The math.
You got to get a wig maker on this show.
We need 700 million strands of that hair.
The same hair, yeah.
Yeah, for this guy.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
That was a weird topic diversion.
I don't know how we got there. See if things just roll.
Yeah.
And you get into having a wig. I guess. Yeah, I've had. When I cut my hair sometimes, though, I never really have a full like process to like getting ready to cut it. I just go and cut it. And I've done it like maybe 4 times. I've cut it and grown it long. Maybe 6.
Right.
Between 4 and 6 times. And I've never thought about keeping it or cutting it and selling it since, or like doing like the hair.
I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, maybe it is.
I don't know.
Probably like $7.
I'm not selling my hair because it just comes off in short bits. So.
Right. Yeah, mine's all over my sweater.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the floor of my car. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, long hair, don't care.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about something.
I'm trying to backtrack in my memory how we got into this particular conversation right now. I'm like, how the fuck did we get to wigs?
Oh, we just
long
went
hair.
Went from wigs.
Do you ever do that though? I'm like, how did we get to this part of the conversation? Then you try and backtrack in your mind.
Oh yeah, and then it'll hit you.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I mean, it's a whole.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right. Tomorrow you sent me a text.
Right.
We were talking about.
That's how we got there. We went from carving snowboards to making wigs somehow.
Yeah, parabolic skis.
Parabolic skis.
Yeah, we got my parabolic skis, and then I don't know. We were gonna talk about. Damn it, man! We were talking about. We were talking about this earlier. I'm like, remind me to tell you about this when we were. Before I hit record.
Whistler Blackcomb, skiing, snowboarding.
No, well, that's a weird thing.
Right.
I mean,
we can get to that later.
Who cares? I mean, fuck. It's not snowing. No one's skiing. Don't.
No.
What? There are other resorts around the country and around North America that are doing well, and some aren't doing well.
Yeah, it feels like that Whistler is a bit of a snow shortage right now. Like even like
a bit.
Mount St. Louis has more snow than Whistler right now.
Yeah, it's been nuking in Ontario.
I was talking to my office today, and they're like, "Yeah, all the Ontario resorts are pretty much opening this summer or this weekend."
But it's happened before. Like it's not like this is the first.
Yeah.
I mean, I get worked up because it's fun. I'm like, oh fuck. Blah, blah. Whistler Blackcomb's making it not snow.
Right.
It's their fault it's not snowing.
It's Vail's
totally
fault.
blame them. Yeah, it does not snowing. But like, it's just not snowing.
We've had 2 insane openings.
Yeah.
The last 2 years have been insane. So it's like we're due.
We ski for like 9 months of the year. Like, well, not I mean close.
Well, you could almost.
We ski for like 6 months of the year.
Yeah, more than that. You could do 7 if you really wanted, I think.
Skiing and snowboarding suck anyway.
Yeah.
It's lame.
Or we can just keep biking for another couple months, which we might do anyway. So
I haven't biked much at all. This is like the last little bit of the summertime.
Yeah.
I went out the other day and man, I felt like there was a potato shoved in my lungs.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's where I would be at right now too.
Yeah. It was pretty rough. But I want to know. Right. So Yeah, I had a Camaro.
Oh, that's right. Camaro and cowboy boots. Yeah. I'm glad you came back to this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I've told the story so many times.
Right.
Yeah.
I had cowboy boots too.
Did you?
I had a girlfriend. She bought me a pair. She was like, she's like, you should buy cowboy boots. And I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
And, yeah.
I bought a watch that way once.
A watch.
Yeah. She's like, you like this watch? I'm like, she goes, I love it. I'm like, cool, I'll buy it.
Yeah, watches, you can get away with a watch. You can't get away with cowboy boots.
I got away with them. I wore them on purpose. But I didn't wear
So did I guess, yeah. So I had a ponytail and cowboy boots.
Oh, dude, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the 90s.
It was Ontario.
Yeah.
And it was my first car.
Your first car was a Camaro?
Yeah.
That's pretty legit. My first car was a Toyota Camry, which is nowhere near as legit, which I bought off my dad. But
dude, my Camaro had a V6.
Yeah,
it wasn't a V8.
I bet you it did.
It was a POS, man. It had T-roof, though.
Yeah, well, did it have a Firebird painted on the hood or anything like that?
No, because that's a Firebird.
That's a Firebird. You can't, but you could still paint it on a Camaro.
I had it black, so it was painted just jet black.
With a T-roof.
T-roof, and like, fuck, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you were the man in Barrie, probably. No,
dude.
There's lots of Camaros in Barrie.
There's lots of men in Barrie. Yeah, I had one of the shit. There's a couple Camaros at my high school. I had the shittiest one. So then it's like there's like only 3 guys with Camaros, and mine's the worst.
Right.
But I wasn't like a Camaro scene guy.
Okay.
Like I hung out with preppies and like all the assholes.
Right.
The people who are like, golden spoon asshole kids. I know all my friends like that. So when I had a Camaro, I was like, my parents got divorced. I was like, boom, right down to like, you get this.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I'll take it. Whatever. Yeah.
So who are the typical Camaro kids? The jocks or the metalheads or the
guys who could work on cars?
Oh, the car dudes, right?
The car dudes, or mostly not white people. So it was like mine was a shit. I lived in the country. I lived in the farmland.
Right. Yeah.
Like I had like winter tires on my Camaro.
Well, you got to.
It was legit,
yeah.
dude.
How would you drive that thing in the winter if you didn't have winter tires?
Screwed. I went to ditch so many times.
Donutville.
It's so easy in donuts for sure.
Yeah.
But then paint started chipping off, and I drove into a snowbank, and then I went to a remember Radio Shack?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I remember Radio Shack. Yeah. I went there and they had a sale on, and it was speakers were $1 an inch.
$1 an inch.
Remember back in the day, you buy like.
You used to buy a 12-inch speakers for $12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went to the stereo.
Good.
Yeah, right. This is like back in like 1920 or something like that. So I went and I bought these two. I think I bought 8. I think they had was like 8s left, right? So I bought 2 8. So it was like $16.
Yeah.
Right. Like fuck. Really?
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. But then I think they were shit. I don't know if they were that great.
Well, for $1 an inch, yeah, you would think so.
But then so in the Camaro in the back has this like big dugout kind of trunk thing. It's like where you put the T-roof. It's like it fits. There's like this rack
a modular system.
Yeah. Anyway, I was like, oh fuck that. I'll just put speakers down there.
Right.
So I built this horrible setup, and anyway shit. And then I couldn't put my T-roof in, so I put the T-roof in the back seat. So if the T-roof is off, you couldn't come with me in the car.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then one year
Why didn't you just leave the T-roof at home?
Well, because I wouldn't know to take it off before I left sometimes, right?
Right.
Like I leave it on because if I get out and go to lock it up, like lock up the car.
Right.
I'm still responsible.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that I had a Camaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Camaro. Fuck. I don't.
It's pretty exciting.
So
we had the cowboy boots in common, but we did not have the Camaro in common.
What kind of cowboy boots were your cowboy boots? What brand?
Fuck, I don't know.
Mine were Sugar, and they were like a light suede-y, like really like not suede, but like when you like move the leather kind of changed color when you like rubbed it.
Suede.
Yeah, but not like that thick, heavy. It wasn't like. Yeah, suede. Sure, let's just say they're suede. I had those for a while.
I have no idea of the make. They're probably actually still at my parents' house. I could probably find them if I went back there. Mine were like, I don't even know what color brown. They were leather, like not suede, and they had like embroidery shit on them. But all cowboy boots do, don't they? Kind of
like loops over the toe and like a little
all that shit.
Stitching, that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you don't, I don't. It looks probably weird. That's probably a work boot.
Yep. Yeah, work boot.
Yeah, I don't know where mine are. I remember when I moved from the country. I wasn't even living on a farm. I lived out in the country, but I moved from there into town, into Barrie.
Into Barrie.
And I remember like My brother had my cowboy boots on his feet, like he was screwing with me. He's like, and he's like, got them on like wrong, you know, like where they're just like he's stepping in the back of them with the toes. And I remember that, I think, and then after that, I don't know where they are now.
The 90s were awesome, but the 90s were stupid at the same time.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear them to school on gym day.
No,
because they were pain in the ass to get on and off.
Right.
So if I had to change my shoes, I'm like,
I was out of high school by the time I had cowboy boots.
Oh yeah, I guess probably. Yeah, you're five years ahead of me.
Yeah,
for sure. I wore them maybe for like 2 years. Because some days I could hang out with the pop machine people.
Cowboy boots.
You know, in your high school, that people hang out by the pop machine. They're kind of like metalheads and scrapers and stuff. And so
scrapers.
I could hang out with them one day, and then I'd go and sit with the preppy guys the next day with my Sperry top and my Buffalo T-shirt on.
Right.
Be an asshole to everybody.
Yeah.
And then
jumping in between groups.
Yeah, the chameleon, really.
Yeah. I kind of did the same.
Yeah, that's how you learn to.
That's how you survive high school.
Yeah,
you navigate through it all.
You can get fucked over any moment. So you got to have allies everywhere.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're like, somebody says you said something, and a rumor starts. And you're like, well, no, they're not my friends anymore. I'm fucked.
Yeah, you gotta jump to this other group.
Yeah. So you just gotta spread your time around.
High school.
I don't know. If you go back now, it feels like you're like. I think I drove by my high school like last summer. I went home.
I feel really like weird. Kids are way different now. This is getting into a whole other conversation.
Do you think they are? I don't have a kid. And I don't experience kids that are much.
The
younger.
world is so different now.
Yeah. Like when I think about my daily routine in high school,
right?
I think about it. I'm not going to try to explain it because it's more just like what I did, who I hang out with, where I went and stood, and what we did. If I was that same person now, would I be an outcast? Would I be a skid? Would I be a pop machine person?
Right.
Or would I be part of the cool kids like I was? Like what? It's be curious what's cool now. It's kind of like in 21 Jump Street where they wear their backpack over both, like the new movie or not the movie, but the movie.
No, I haven't seen that.
Well, Jonah Hill puts his backpack on one shoulder. He says, whatever. He said, no, it's cool to have them on both shoulders now. Right. So like the nerdy version is like the cooler thing, right. Which I think is probably somewhat accurate.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think of a bigger picture, like the shit I had to endure because I played a lot of sports in high school, and like it would have been called hazing. That it was called hazing, or it was just called. But now it's like bullying.
Wow, the
St. Mike's thing.
Oh my God, I read it.
Now that is fucking bullying. That's fucking gnarly.
Well, they're calling it like sexual assault and almost rape. Like,
well, if they're doing something with a broomstick to some dude, then that is bad.
Oh my God.
I never had that. I had other shit that was like.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I quit every sport just after I made the team. Every time I tried it for, I made it, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to do it anymore. I would quit.
Just to prove a point.
Yeah,
just to make the team out of spite.
Yeah, and then I stopped. Like I remember, like I was like, you got the football team. I was like, cool, I quit. Yeah, rugby team, cool, I quit. I think I was because W, you're midgets. So like, well, you kind of suck, but we could agree with you.
I didn't play football. That was the only sport I didn't play because we didn't have football at my high school.
Yeah, and then I got on the mountain bike club.
Oh, you had a mountain bike club. Very progressive.
Yeah, we raced mountain bike. It was pretty fun. And our French teacher, Madame Lacroix, I think that was her real name. Maybe
she was the hot French mountain bike teacher.
She was nice.
Right, yeah.
We watched her wipe out. I can't remember remembering this. This is crazy. We watched her wipe out so bad. Oh my God! I was like, everyone's like, oh. And she was like, we were like, I don't know, what, 15, 16.
Did you go to Hardwood Hills? Is that where you rode?
Yeah. I rode there a couple times. My brother used to race mountain bikes.
Yeah.
And the Hardwood Hills like a 24 hours adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
So you go for 24 hours. But the Hardwood Hills, I think I'd been there a couple times.
Yeah.
It was just cross country biking. Like it wasn't fun. Well, I mean, it's fun, but
it was because we didn't know any better back then. Yeah. It was fun.
I had a giant Sedona.
Oh.
And had this giant Zorber.
I was a Rocky Mountain guy.
Right. I had to. I think I had to buy the suspension aftermarket.
Yeah, most likely for sure.
Yeah, but I had V brakes. I think when I moved out of Barrie, which was 2003, my buddy of mine just took. I think he still has it. Probably still
right.
Yeah, I'm pretty last person just like frozen and chunky.
My first bike was a Norco Sasquatch. First mountain bike.
Oh, mine was a Rally something.
And it was probably along the same lines because I almost feel like Norco and Rally were almost the same company back then.
They were like just above Canadian Tire.
Yeah, and then I saved all summer. I worked at the Sky Slider in Halliburton and the water slide. Did we talk about this the last time?
The one. Well, I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but
I think
we've talked about it.
I think we did. I think we talked about it.
Fucking everything, dude.
Yeah, I think we did. Where I talked about I worked at that job and I.
Yeah, and then you get like you come off it. And
and I would spray the people down because they get the burns on them. Anyways, I worked that job all summer to save up for a Rocky Mountain hammer, and then the first or second week in high school, I took it to school, and I had a legit lock. Like I had one of those kryptonite locks. Took the seat off, took everything off, and it got stolen from my high school. And I was bummed.
That sucks.
But then I got a good insurance replacement. I got another Rocky Mountain Stratos, which was the one up.
Oh yeah.
I did it like 3 times where I had like 3 or 4 bikes stolen, and on my parents' insurance, I would able to do like the insurance upgrade.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
My brother had a sick bike when because he used to race. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I think it was always chrome and it was like money. Anyway, we used to work at this place called Weber's, and he had his burger shop, and he used to park his car up front, and he had a bike rack on the back, and his bike would be on this bike rack.
Right.
So you could look out the window while he's cooking and watch it. Well, it got sniped.
Right.
Boom. Like, right. He's like, I turn off 10 seconds and you're working. So, and then he claimed it on insurance and got it back. But it was like his race bike. He put like effort into that thing.
That insurance thing was pretty damn good.
Because it was under house insurance. It was
parents' house insurance. Yeah. I had the ultimate one. So I was going to school out here.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend at the time, she was going to school in Guelph.
Right.
So, and I was like, I was going to stop to see her before I would come out to university. This is university. And my car was like loaded with everything. And I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And I had my buddy's bike on the back, which is a Brody bike, which was a super sick bike at the time.
Yeah.
And I fucking parked the car, and I'm like, I just go to hang out with her. She wakes, I'm like, now that I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking, you idiot? And it was like, there was like a year's worth of shit in there. Like,
oh, man.
Like CD, stereo, computer, like fucking everything. Guitar, like I had a Gibson guitar in there.
Your life in there.
My life in this car, and a bike on the back.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Did the car get jacked? Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Go ahead.
So she wakes up in the morning and she looks at the window and she's like, oh, there's police out there, like in the parking lot. Like her window could see the parking lot. And she's like, oh, yeah, she's like, oh, I think it's your car. And she's like, oh, there's like all these cops around your car. And somebody broke into jack the bike off the back.
Oh, man.
And stole fucking everything.
Wow.
Out of my car.
Wow. And you got insurance for it?
I got insurance for everything.
Did you get more? Did you?
This must
have been like the 90s earlier.
This was 90. Again, like 9. No, it was like 94 maybe.
Okay, right.
So it was like Gibson Les Paul guitar.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bummer too. It's like
I had like racks of CDs.
Yeah.
Like racks.
CDs.
Yeah, CDs. Yeah. So I probably had like 250 CDs.
Yeah, it's
a
like
computer.
10 grand.
Yeah, like a shit ton of shit.
Right.
Like, so, but the funny thing was that I cataloged all my CDs, and I actually had a printout of everything, so I knew what it was. So I submitted it all, and I got it all back. But the crazy thing was that I remember, what was this? There was like, it used to be like B&H Sound out here. It was like a CD record store.
I've heard of B&H, but I don't know if it was.
Well, I remember basically I settled it through them, and they're like, okay, just come in and buy like
whatever you want.
Yeah. So I basically rolled in there, and I think they had a shopping cart, and I was like, I had my list of like 250 CDs, and I'm just going pick, boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
And some dude rolled up to me. He's like, damn, you're buying a lot. And I'm
what?
Like, yeah.
Well, it's funny that you I'm going to get a beer while we're talking, but it's funny that you had it cataloged.
That's just me.
No, but I mean, like, otherwise you'd just be like, I had like 40 CDs. Like, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. No, I had it all I'm like in alphabetical order, but I do the same with my vinyl. Like, it's like I have a vinyl like catalog. Like, I don't know. I just like keeping track. I'm OCD like that. Oh yeah, Gibson Lager. Try some.
You want one?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I did that, and then I got like a new guitar, new amp. Because the amp got stolen, a new computer, which I probably upgraded on that.
What kind of computer was it? Was it like a compact Presario?
Something like that. Some PC
Shit.
thing, which
dude,
had solitaire. I played a lot of solitaire probably.
Solitaire, man. I still play that now, but I had a compact. My dad gave me a computer a long time ago. Actually, not long ago. It was like 2007 probably.
It's still a long time
Gave me a
ago now
compact
that you think
Presario,
about it.
right?
Yeah.
And so I got it, and I was like, yeah, I could play solitaire on it.
2007 doesn't seem like a long time ago, though. Even though it's 11 years ago.
It's not. It seems like it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, well,
It's-
maybe 4.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
I'm under, yeah. But I remember, yeah, I had this play. So at one point, it's just so piece of shit. Just a piece of shit. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a new Dell. So I got this new Dell laptop.
Right.
Probably in like 2010.
Right. When did you switch to Mac?
Actually, no, not even that. Probably like 2007, I got the new Dell.
Right.
But before that, like 2005, I had this like compact Presario.
Right.
But the new Dell is in my room.
You still have it?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't then. It was legit then, but I
Yeah.
bought it on the payment plan
Oh, yeah.
with Dell. That when you go online, they had it was like getting a phone now.
Yeah.
So I told him, like, yeah, this is gonna be great. So I'm like, I'm all in. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get a SIP laptop. Well, immediately it sucked, right? I think I was like trying to use MySpace at the time, like around that same time.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, immediately it sucked. And I was like, wow. I'm like, why? And I had to make payments for the next like 3 years on this
Yeah.
laptop. By the time the first year happened, it just
It's Windows 95 or whatever
yeah.
Windows it was at that time.
Windows, yeah. But you know what though? I've had my Mac, not this one, but my personal one. I've had it since 2009.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
I
almost.
feel
10
like
years.
I feel like those computers are only computers are basically meant to last like 5 years, and that's about it.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it sucks, but it's. I mean, second battery.
With your swollen battery,
Yes, swollen battery. I thought I'd buy like an environmentally friendly battery.
right?
And it's like probably 2 millimeters too big for the thing. It swells up, and then I can't use the trackpad. It's fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. What did you ever have? Like when I was in school, we had the Icon computer,
Icon.
with the black trackball, and it was like it looked like
High school.
no, like public school, elementary school.
Yeah, computers in elementary school.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what? What do you mean?
I don't remember computers until like seriously like grade 11.
In our library at Minisink Central Public School, maybe the farmers are rich. They were just maybe there's like farm money,
Right.
big farm money.
Yeah, big pharma money.
Big farm money pumping through the schools.
Yeah.
But we had 4, 5, 6 Icon computers, and it was all like, it looked like a Macintosh. It was like gray,
What year is this?
fairly big. I would have graduated elementary school in, oh God.
Late 80s? No.
No. Oh, yeah, I guess. Because when I would have been 13 when I was 12 when I got to high school because I was born late in the year.
Right.
So
Wait, high school started in grade 8?
grade 9.
You would have been 13 then, not 12.
Yeah, sorry, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So I was probably, what was I? Oh, I was probably, yeah, like between 10 and 12. There was computers at my school when I was 10, 12, which is 78, 90. So like 89. Yeah.
I remember.
They were garbage. It was like orange writing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the bank used to show you what you had in your account when you were a kid. That's what it looked like, right? So like, it was that. But you play like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Right.
And it was like an
I
orange.
can't remember that now, actually.
It was super orange.
Black and orange screen.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, well, yeah, one. Yeah.
And it had like that
does
trackball
remember.
that you'd use on the golf game nowadays, like at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the early mouse.
Or the cue ball, the hand, like the little moisturizer on the side of the pool table that was like a bit of water and like the black ball.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so many examples of the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we had computers then.
I remember like trying to get on, I think it was like my library, and it was like you could get on the internet somehow, but it was like so complicated to get on the internet.
That would have been high school for you though.
Well, but still, that was like 90, 91 for me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then I remember the fucking dial-up ridiculousness.
Dial up, man.
The sound.
I didn't have to. I only experienced the part where you put the phone in the little hanger thing.
Oh, I never experienced that.
I saw-
The full war games.
My dad's friend, he was like this fencing. He put in fences. Like he did the Newmarket, he put in fences.
Oh, he didn't actually
Italian
fence.
guy. I
He
think he
put
probably-
up fences. He
he's probably-
didn't complete the
was like-
sport of fencing.
I think he fenced all the mobs'
Right,
homes
okay,
in
yeah.
like Newmarket.
It'd
Something
been
like that.
cool if he was a fencer. Like,
Yeah, he's a really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a swordsman like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, his kid, they were rich, and his kid had. I mean, we'd go there for family
Right.
hangouts, and his kid had a computer, a Macintosh.
I only remember that from War Games. That movie, War Games, with Matthew Broderick, where he was like, he put it on the thing. That movie was so ahead of its time. That was like that
I've never
movie.
seen it.
What?
Yeah,
That movie was like, that's pre-Ferris Bueller. So it's like, but it's like 1982, and they're talking about the internet in 1982.
Well, didn't it exist then? Didn't the
It-
first email
well,
get
yeah.
sent like?
I don't know. It obviously did exist, but I was like, what is this fucking shit?
Yeah, computers to me were like when I got to high school and learning how to type on a computer. I was like, this is stupid.
Did you ever type on a typewriter? I remember typing shit.
Not that I had to.
I remember doing shit in high school, and it was typing on a typewriter. And then you'd make a mistake, and you'd have to put in like the white cartridge, and you'd have to like track back,
Snap it over.
and it would snap over. Like, yeah, that
Jeez.
sucked.
You know what though? It's a lesson in discipline. Like, I mean, you gotta be on your attention to detail is gotta be pretty spot on for you not to fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Imagine being like, brr, like people I see type like lightning fast right now. Imagine you were that quick on a typewriter.
Yeah.
You'd have your fingers would be like, because there was some
'Cause you-
serious resistance. on
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things.
You have to. Yeah,
You gotta get past that click point. There's
Yeah.
like, there was probably like a 1/4 inch distance at least you had to go down.
You had to hit it pretty hard too,
And then
to get
ding,
the action.
whoosh, throw
That
it
was
back.
that was the best part.
Yeah. You just have those now on your laptop at the top. It's like ding, you throw it across.
Just like
That's what I do.
Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Every time you finish a line,
Ding. Yeah, that'd be awesome. It goes across the top.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm a 2-finger typer.
I'm not, but I might as well be
I
because
might be like a
back-
4-finger typer.
I do it all, but
Yeah.
I make so many mistakes because I'm
Right.
not that good at it.
Right.
I might as well just use one finger.
Yeah.
Your chicken poker. Is that what it's called? Chicken.
Sure.
Is that what's chicken poker?
Sure.
You're poking chicken.
I have no.
It's called.
That's your rural upbringing. I
No,
don't know.
yeah, it's a chicken. Dude, my school only had 250
Like
kids
you're
in it.
pecking at it like a chicken,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like
But
chicken.
you're not poking a chicken. You're pecking it.
Yeah, I don't think you ever poke a chicken and be pissed.
Right, yeah.
But dude, my school had 250 kids.
Right.
Like when I got in trouble, the principal would call my dad because he was a principal at a different school, 20
Right.
kilometers away.
Right.
Right. 10 cornfields over. Right. But yeah, I used to get in trouble in school, and then immediately, boom, I get home, in trouble at home because everyone knew. There's no hiding it.
No hiding it. Right.
And then, but this is horrible. Sorry, parents. When there was a snow day, my dad would have to go to his school because he's a principal,
Yeah.
and I had to go with him because there's no home to take care of me. My mom owned a
Oh.
shop. My brother was in high school, whatever, at his school or something.
Yeah.
So for like 3 years, my brother was in high school. Because high schools don't really close much, he'd still go.
No.
But it's the same roads. I don't get it. It's the same. You got to get from my house to the school. The high school's further away, and it's open.
Yeah.
Anyway,
High school's kids are more hardy.
robust. Yeah, like what-
robust.
Yeah. And
Right.
so, but I had to be more robust. I had to go to school when I was told everyone else didn't have to.
Right. Yeah. That's a burn.
So I go to my dad's school to be empty. There'd be like 2 other kids because their parents were
Yeah.
fucking shitty to them too.
Right.
But I was in the school, and where the school was, my dad would go to school called Elmvale something, Elmvale School, whatever.
Secondary. Not a high school.
No,
though.
first and dairy.
First.
Elementary.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would go and like there'd be like one other kid there because he was unfortunate enough to have a
Right.
parent who's
Yeah. He had shitty parents.
Yeah, and so the good thing was I never had to go to my dad's school. I never got
Right.
there was threats like, so I just fucking
Oh,
Yeah.
to go to be as your dad being the principal for you.
yeah,
Right.
and I was like, why would you want that? I don't
Yeah.
want it. Why would you want it?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the intel as it is anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's almost more fun to get home and yell at me because like I heard what you did today.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I always used to go to school. It sucked, man. Like I know my friends are at home like having fun in like 8 feet of snow because it snowed back in the
Right.
day.
Yeah.
Ontario got worked.
Yeah. You're in the snow belt too. So
Yeah,
yeah, you
snow
definitely.
belt.
Yeah.
Like what? The snow belt?
Yeah.
It was just an area that
Who-
snowed. Like fuck.
Yeah. How is it a belt?
It's an
made of
arbitrary
snow?
belt. Yeah. Right. So you mean like it's still
That's a mental picture.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I believed it.
Yeah.
It fucking dumped.
They still call it that.
Why?
I don't know. It's lake effect snow. That's
Dude,
what it's all
we
is up
used to-
there.
Like I remember, I mean, everyone remembers walking uphill to school both ways and blah 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 all that shit. But like, I remember I used to nuke when I was a kid.
Oh,
like,
it was crazy up there.
snowbanks higher than your car on
Yeah.
on the reg. Like it was crazy.
My dad taught me. He's like, you're gonna learn to drive in snow.
'Cause, you know,
And no,
yeah.
we were up there. Like we went skiing one time, and we were skiing at like Mount St. Louis, and we had to go. My parents have a cottage in Halliburton,
Yeah.
so we're like we went skiing, and then we were going into the cottage, and he's like, you're gonna learn to drive in snow, and it was like one of those fucking like classic Barry blizzards, like
Yeah.
blowing sideways, and we got lost because he's like, we're gonna go back way. I'll figure out a way to get there,
Right.
and it was nuts.
Right.
But I learned to drive in that, so I guess it was good.
Dude, yeah, you had to learn to drive in that wintertime, man. One time, my brother and I we went to high school, not together. But he would drive me to high school once in a while. We went to separate high schools. I don't know why. He was a swimmer and I wasn't.
Sure.
And so, anyway, doesn't really matter why. But he was driving me to high school one day, and he had a Reliant K.
K car.
Yeah, but he had it was like his money, like it was like the GL or whatever the fuck it was.
The luxury
So
K
it
car.
wasn't a bench seat; it was like regular seats.
Right.
Had these lights that folded down. Anyway, it was white with like
Lights that folded down.
yeah, inside. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
But it was like white on the outside with like burgundy,
I was gonna say, was it maroon on the inside?
well,
Yeah.
burgundy maroon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's wintertime. We're hauling down this road. It's fucking K car. We're hauling. It's mint though. Like it's money. Like I don't know
Right.
whoever owned it. Like took care of. Like they thought it was a Cadillac. And so
Wait, your brother didn't own it? It was your brother's car.
who owned it before him? So
Oh, okay, all right.
the original owner took care of it like it was like a space car. And so we're hauling down this back road, like out in the country. And we pass my mom's friend who lives back by us. We go fucking like, we're like, fuck this lady. We're like, we see her like, her name was Mrs. Lewis. Super nice lady.
Right. This is burned by
We're
her.
like,
Did you run her into a snowbank too?
dude, we go singing by her immediately in the ditch, like right away. We're
You
like,
went in the
Yeah,
ditch.
we're like,
Perfect.
I go by her. I'm like, what's up, lady? I'm not driving. My brother is.
Yeah.
I'm in the passenger. I'm like, hey, let me go by her. I think I gave her a wave, but you know,
Right.
whatever. So we go zinging past. About once we get in that lane, my
Yeah.
brother goes to hit the brakes. We just spin,
Right.
skim right past the telephone pole into a ditch.
Perfect.
She pulls over. Do you guys want to
Hey,
ride?
boys.
Do you
Yeah.
not, like knows gets the joke?
Right.
Like I'm sure she's like, this is gonna be hilarious. She's like, fuck, and she's probably got it a routine. She's like, I'm gonna say it's gonna be awesome. She's great. She's probably like, this is gonna be great. Rolls the window down. Do you guys want to ride back home?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Lewis.
Yeah, so we get back. So yeah, we're like, well, now we're busted because my brother's like going 140 in like, you know, they just plow the roads with no dirt,
Oh yeah.
It's like
Slick.
that frozen ice snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing like 150
Perfect.
spinning.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got home. What
How
happened to
many?
you guys?
How many rotations? 900.
Like probably I don't know,
1080?
1.8, maybe 1.5.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, but we dug
540.
in. We dug in.
Right.
We went in ass first.
Right.
So my side of the car was packed in the snowbank.
Right.
I couldn't get out. Like I was like, it was like a full-on cocoon. I was like, holy shit. Right? It's like, yeah, drive home. But those back roads, man, you learn to drive like you have to.
That was the first car I drove. Was because my mom had a K car,
Okay.
and I remember when I got my license, she's like, "Okay, you
in
can
Ontario.
go drive," and I was like, "Oh, sweet K car, silver K car."
Oh yeah.
It's basically like a cereal box with wheels, like
Yeah.
it was so square, like
Yeah, well that's the whole it was a Reliant K. There was nothing
yeah,
about it.
No,
It wasn't like the luxury. My buddy had one. It was baby blue
right.
with the bench seats. And we used to sell weed back in the day, whatever.
Yes.
We were good buddies. And so I would always be in my car, he'd be in his. Maybe my Camaro at some time, whatever. Like was at 24 when I had one of those. And I'd be I think he's missing now. No one knows where he is. He's like got into some bad trouble. Anyway. So I used to follow him home. We go home in the middle of the night, like after partying, whatever, right? So we got these country roads, but he would turn his headlights off, and
Right.
hop on the passenger side of the bench seat, and drive, and then flip his headlights on. So all I could see was his silhouette inside the car
On the wrong
on
side.
the passenger
Yeah.
seat with the drive. Anyway, we play lights off all the
It's a
time.
wonder how we're still alive.
Dude, man, lights off, driving down the country roads. Like, I mean, people do way worse shit to stay alive.
Well, that's true. But I kind of wonder because I didn't get my license for a long time in high school. But I used to I would party and get wasted in high school. But I would ride my bike everywhere.
Oh,
And I'm riding my bike like through Toronto,
oh yeah, it's a
like
different life, man.
wasted
Yeah.
at night. And it's like, how did I not get hit by a car? Like, how did I not like?
I got hit by a car in Denver like 4 years ago walking. I rolled over the hood.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I went to see. I was like 38, or no, I was like 36 probably.
For OR? What were you
No,
doing?
I was in Denver.
Oh, you're for Arc'teryx, right?
Yeah, for Arc'teryx. Yeah, and I went to see. Or was it Boston? It's Boston.
Oh, Boston's a crazy city, though.
It's
right?
Boston. I went to see a Bruins game. It was
With,
in the wintertime.
with Lamoureux?
No,
Is that where you were there with Lamoureux?
No, it's a different time.
Okay.
But I was there by myself, and I went across the street, and the lady, all she had cleaned off. This drives me up the wall, dude.
Oh, right.
She had just gone with her wipers, and that's it. And it was like maybe an inch and a half of snow in her car. In America, an inch and a half. And I was like, oh, dumbass, what the fuck? And I in my head, I called that. She can't even see shit. I walk out, boom, I get bumped, and I'm like, I'm like, holy shit.
Up on the
I kind of
hood?
got bumped off. I kind of got one of those, like, I got bumped, but I kind of ass slid across it. Then, like,
Dukes of Hazzard style.
I landed on my hands.
Right.
Got up, and I was more embarrassed for some reason. Because
Right.
I think I knew it was coming.
Right.
And then I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh my God, sorry. I'm like, I just kept walking.
You could have sued her probably in America.
Well, I know. And then
Yeah.
like my knee's kind of sore and everything else. As I walked away, I got more and more furious about the snow in her car. And I was like, oh man.
I kind of like doing that here though.
What? Or like you have the 8 feet on your roof.
I love that. And then you're like a comet going down the highway.
That's illegal.
I fucking love that. I know it's illegal, but
Yeah.
I still love it.
Have you seen that video in Tahoe or something like that where that guy's like parked his truck and it smells like 30 feet. He drives away. He's got like 9 feet of snow on the roof of his car.
Yeah, he was at Mammoth. I think he was at Mammoth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He's like part of the snowbank.
But yeah, that used to be like back in the day. Like, you know, I think when I remember when I was a kid, speaking of tons of snow, we had like a green Christmas one year.
Right.
And I got a toy toboggan skidoo. Like
Okay.
back in the 80s when they
Like
thought
a GT snow racer, but a skidoo.
it looked like a skidoo.
Right. Yeah.
Remember like the 80s when they tried to make things look like they were real and then they were just shit?
I think they still do that now.
Yeah, but like this is it looked like a skidoo.
Right,
Like, when it was like front blunt.
One ski.
No, 2 skis.
Oh.
It was. I mean, I was a kid. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like 6 probably.
Yeah.
I don't even know. And we had like plaid carpets. I don't know what year that was, but like it was a long time ago. But we had got green snow. We had a green Christmas. Sorry, no snow.
That too. Yeah. Green Christmas. Yeah.
And I was so mad at that too. I was like, I got this gift that I can't even.
Yeah. It's such a ripoff.
Yeah. But then I have another gift that I can talk about. What's the gift that you remember as a kid that you got that was like, fuck yeah, I got the best shit?
I honestly don't remember.
Really?
I have to think about it. But yeah, like I don't remember like any like outstanding Christmas gifts or birthday gifts or both.
Whatever, a gift.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I got moon boots one year. You know what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're great.
That's what you remember? That was the best
because
gift?
it was chaos. So I got the moon boots and they put those you put the elastics in them, right? Like the hard elastics. So you have to like it comes like
Wait, maybe I don't know what you're talking about.
okay, so moon boots, picture like
Aren't they just big like puffy silver boots?
No, dude. You can they're fucking sketchy. So picture a shoebox with the bottom cut out, right? So it's like a square or like a rectangle.
Yeah.
Picture it like really hard and rigid, like plastic, right?
Square thing.
Yeah, like it's kind of, but then so just picture that kind of setup.
Right.
And then picture it had hooks all around the edge of it.
Okay.
Right? So you'd string elastics through what looked like the shape of your foot. It was just like a plastic sole.
Yeah.
So you'd string elastics through the bottom of it and then over the hooks.
It's like a mini snowshoe?
So it was like a trampoline for each of your feet. So you had a trampoline for each foot.
I have to look this up after we're done.
So then you'd strap them on your feet, right? And you could jump, you could bounce. But they're fucking plastic.
Really?
And they've got no grip. And you could probably get an extra, like, I don't know, it's like 3 inches probably off your foot, right? But you can't run on them. It's
like you're walking on the moon like zero G.
Yeah. But we're in the basement of my house.
I've never heard of this.
And we're in the basement of my house.
Yeah.
And it's like sunken ceilings.
Right.
I go like, boom, first bounce.
Right into the ceiling.
Right into the ceiling, like head into my chest, right in the ceiling. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I think I was probably old.
Spinal.
Yeah, full spinal, yeah. Yeah, I recovered though. And then, so we go outside, and yeah, that was one of my favorite, but it was just one that stands out because it was like really bizarre. But I asked for them, and I was like, I wanted them. I bet you they're still around somewhere. Maybe not, probably. But if you Googled it, it's like they're purple.
Right.
And they had like, you know the elastics you use to hold bindings back on skis?
Yeah.
The blue ones, like the
super
really
powerful
thick,
ones.
heavy.
Yeah.
They had like those. They were a bit longer and black.
Like a bungee system.
Yeah, and
almost.
you could put different amounts of elastics in there for different resistances. So if you were heavier, you throw a couple of more elastics in there. If you're lighter, you take some out. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting gift for Christmas for sure.
I don't remember. It's weird. I don't remember any Christmas gifts. I don't know why, but yeah, it's weird.
My grandma, when I was like 11, gave me a movie for Christmas.
Right.
Blazing Saddles.
At 11.
Super racist.
Right. Yeah.
Super offensive.
Yeah.
Like it was a VHS like in the budget rack.
Yeah.
And I thought it taught me a lot. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, this is outrageous. You can't be like this. And I knew somehow inherently not to be like these people.
Right.
So, but it made me laugh so hard.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles. I would be like giving, I don't know what the equivalent is now. If you gave Owen, your son of 6 years old.
Yeah, it would have to be like.
If he was 11, let's say he was 11 now.
Right. I'd have to give him like a Dice K, like stand up something.
That's almost from back when.
That's from back then. I don't even know what it would be because there's nothing exists like
a
that
Louis
anymore.
C.K. stand up show or something like that.
Maybe,
I mean,
but even
whatever.
still,
something.
not even that like Adam Sandler stand up.
No.
Actually, I remember one. I remember for some reason, and this is when I was young. I was like 10 years old. My parents had one of those big like. It was literally the size of like this kitchen island, and it was a record player. Do you remember those things?
Yeah.
And it was like a piece of furniture.
Full on, yeah.
So they had one of those, and I don't know. It had an 8-track player in it. I totally remember that. But I couldn't have been into like this was before I was into music even. But they got me Genesis Abacab, the record.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, why Genesis? And my brother got a Mini Pops record at the same time. I remember the Mini
Pops.
Yeah.
I was kind of into that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit.
They had it was like on the Mini Pops. It was like there was like a Steve Miller Band song and a couple other ones. But I remember that Genesis Abacab vinyl, which is weird, but I don't know.
I don't know. That was a Christmas gift you got?
That was a Christmas gift, but I couldn't have been very old. I would have been like 10, like, but it was like yeah, like I wasn't into. That was before I was into music really. I think I got into music shortly after that.
Yeah,
I remember my friend. Like I went to this was like a family friend, and I brought home a Kiss record, and my parents lost their shit.
They flipped out.
Yeah.
My parents thought my brother was a bad influence on me for music.
Right.
He listened to AC/DC, and they're like, no, you can't listen to that. I'm like, I have Fat Boys Crushing in my.
Fat Boys.
I have a tape deck going. I have like that. I have like my first CD. Anyway, yeah. So, music for me was a very. I followed my brother a lot with music.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Older brothers do that, I guess.
Yeah.
I had some older cousins that kind of had influenced me in music too.
But your first piece of music was.
I think it was that Genesis record. Yeah.
I think mine was a tape of Michael Jackson's Thriller taped from vinyl.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. The old mixtape styles. Yeah. Right.
And now maybe it might even have been Bryan Adams' Cuts Like a Knife tape.
Right. Okay.
Or either that or Bon Jovi. I don't know. And even there's a real blurry scene.
That brings me to another interesting.
I mean, I had. Yeah, sorry.
Columbia House Records.
Oh man, I got work by then. Even when I moved to
Dude.
Whistler, like that, it was still going in like 2005.
No way.
Yeah, I
really,
dude, all those movies right there in the corner on the bottom.
Oh, he did it with movies.
Yeah, they're all. And I owed like wait. I'm like, how do I owe this much money? You said they were fucking free. They're 10 cents.
Right. Yeah.
Now I owe you like $400. What happened?
Right.
I mean, how anything else? Yeah.
The biggest scam ever.
Yeah. What a bunch.
They
of
caught
assholes.
so many people out by that. I remember signing up. I think. Wow, you did it with DVD. Those are DVDs too, not even like VHSs.
Dude, LimeWire, it's a scam. As if that's not a scam.
I got out of that scam when it was still tapes. I don't think I didn't get hooked on CDs with that scam, but.
Oh man.
But I remember that I'm like, oh shit, you can get like, what was it like? You get like 16 tapes for like $10.
As long as you buy like 10 more in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And they gotta be full price.
And then they still like they drop you a tape like every month, and then you could send it back if you didn't want it and stuff like that.
I was post tape.
Right.
I didn't have tapes. But I think the original version of that scam is the golden oldies you'd buy at a gas station. The tapes. My dad was all Kenny Rod. My dad was all over him.
Right.
So You go to the
But
gas
how would you
station.
get scammed at the gas station though?
Because it was an add-on. It was like $1.50 for its tape. So you wouldn't get scammed. It was like this whole like.
When you buy gas, you get an extra tape for $1.50.
Yeah, if you buy gas, you get the golden oldies, and it was like. Excuse me. It was like a. It had like, golden oldies on it, I guess.
Right. Whatever.
My
those
dad
are.
was like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
oldies and they're golden. That's gonna be great." So I don't even know, and yeah, like I remember that. I never remember hearing them in the car. I just remember the tape itself and looking at it in the picture of the tape. And actually, I remember hearing Kenny Rogers, The Gambler.
Right. Yeah. That's a
and
good one.
probably an Elvis song. My dad was a big Elvis guy.
Oh yeah.
It was weird. My parents were into like. My mom gave me a Janis Joplin tape,
Well, that's pretty cool.
but
But
that is the only hiccup in what would be a Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, like fucking staunch,
right.
Liza Minnelli following.
Adult contemporary.
Yeah, like I'm like, even at the time I was like, at the time I knew enough to go, how am I getting this
Right.
this tape
Yeah, this is
when
so
this is what
different.
my understanding of you at this point, Mom, is that it's Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli,
Yeah.
like Sinatra, whatever.
Do you remember Nana Muscuri? Did you remember that? Did you ever hear that one? She was like a folk. I remember my parents were into her.
No, I don't know that.
And then they were into ABBA, and Boney M was another one I remember my parents being into.
I don't think I've heard of Boney M until like more recently.
Yeah, Boney M seemed really, actually, now that I think about it, they're kind of progressive and dancey for my parents. But
ABBA was legitimate. My parents
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Elvis, my dad.
My parents were not into that at all. Like
No.
no 60s, no 70s, and I don't think so.
My dad's music taste. I never really got to know my dad's music taste. You know, I think it was golden oldies.
Cool. Whatever.
I think he's trying to drown out whatever else going on in his life.
Right,
He's like, I
yeah.
don't care what it is. I don't care what kind of music it is. This tape's $1 and I get it with gas. I'll take it. Put in the fucking tape deck. I got to crank. I don't want to deal with it. I don't think
It's a
he
pretty
was
good deal though. If you like, I would do that if I tank of gas, an extra tape for
for $1 or whatever.
$1.50.
Yeah, and it was like there was like a volume of 8. It was like coming soon to a gas station
Right,
near you,
right,
whatever,
yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
But then they would sell it at night for the whole
Okay.
package for
on the TV.
yeah, on the TV. Yeah.
Right.
Before On the Line was a thing.
Right.
Put your clothes on the line back then.
Yeah, exactly. That was about it.
Yeah, I don't think there was the music influence from my parents wasn't strong.
I wonder if Columbia House is still around.
I don't know.
No one buys DVDs anymore.
I think they went out with Blockbuster.
Probably, yeah.
They were like advanced Blockbuster. They're like, you don't even, we're
Yeah, not even.
we don't have any brick and mortar here, guys.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
just
No brick and mortar.
mail order. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But you had remember you go to a vending machine. You can still do that, right? Right now, go to a vending machine and get a movie.
Like the Red Box or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
that's still
Yeah,
kinda-
that's still around, I think.
Right.
And you can take the DVD back and put it in.
Oh, really?
Wasn't it was a rental, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never used one.
Yeah, I think it was rental.
But
So
it's
you
it's
could
like
like
a
if you're
vending machine,
yeah, it's like I think it was like it's called like Redbox or something
right?
like that.
And it had like what 50 versions of each movie in it or something or whatever it is.
Yeah, and you would like rent the movie out, and then you would there would be a slot, and you put it back in. But that can't exist. Like Netflix just crushes everything. Though.
Remember when
like,
Netflix was a mail order video?
that was before. Yeah, I wasn't into Netflix at that time, but yeah, I
Was
remember
but
that. Yeah,
I heard about it after.
right. Yeah.
Oh no, I knew about it before. I never used it, but yeah, you pay monthly, like $14 a month. You could get whatever
Right.
movie you wanted.
Right.
Kind of like every week. As long as you return the other one, it would bring it back to you.
Yeah, mail it back. How inconvenient is
The
that?
fucking carbon footprint of a DVD.
Right.
I mean,
Just
now
shipping it back and
back
forth.
then it was like carbon footprint was like the more like it was cool to have a carbon footprint back
Yeah.
then.
My
Like,
carbon footprint is so big.
Yeah, you got delivered individually.
Baller.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, I don't. I mean, Blockbuster, all these things.
I used to go to Blockbuster like all the time.
I would just go in there for something to do. It was
Yeah,
cool to be.
it
in
was
there.
like okay, what are we doing? Oh, we're gonna go to Blockbuster and get a movie.
Let's get some popcorn and not get a movie.
I
We'll just
don't
walk
think I
around.
don't think I would ever do that.
Oh, I didn't do it either. There was a place in Barrie called Bandito Video,
Right.
like super cultural appropriation. I guess I don't know what that means.
It wasn't even that long ago, Blockbuster though. Like it seems like it's a
probably not.
long time
I
ago.
mean, it probably stopped. I went to the last one. There's one in Alaska that was still open.
Went out of business.
It did.
I was reading. It was a John Oliver thing I was watching today. So there was
Right.
2 in Alaska.
Yeah.
They both went out of business. Apparently, there's still
Like
one
recently.
very recently.
Yeah.
Because it was a bit they did with John Oliver, and they sent some movie memorabilia to this Alaska Blockbuster, but it went out of business. And there's one Blockbuster left in somewhere in Oregon, and that's it. And that's like the last Blockbuster. But I can remember it. Like, and this was when I was in Toronto. Like, lived in Whistler first, and then moved back to Toronto.
Yeah.
And there was a Blockbuster down the street, and it would be like, oh, Friday night, let's go rent a movie or rent 2 movies. But that was only like
2005, 2006, 2007.
Yeah, 2007, 2008. Yeah.
The one in Barrie that I went to, there was a place called Garrison Sub and Taco beside it. Holy fuck, dude.
Sounds pretty decent.
It was legit. I didn't even know what Garrison was. I think he was bullshit, but
yeah.
it looked like Garrison's Slib and Taco.
It's like the Mag 99s of Barrie.
Oh man, my buddy Josh and I, the guy who don't know where he is. We would go there, and dude, we got to go Garrison all the time. It's like right on Dunlop Street at the far end by the highway, and there's Blockbuster on the end of it, and there was a Papa John's. Papa John's fucking sucks, by the way.
I don't know if I've ever been to Papa John's.
It's gross.
Is it like it was in Barrie?
Well, there's chains.
Like it's an American thing.
No, it's Papa Joe's, Papa Giorgio. No,
Sure.
Papa John, Papa Giorgio. What's the kid's name in Vegas Vacation?
Right.
But no, there was Papa John's anyway. It was just shit pizza.
Right.
Weird crust.
Weird crust.
But then across street was Pizza Nova. But anyway, that's the Blockbuster that was there on Ann Street and Dunlop and Ann.
Right.
It was fucking like social central. It was like, and you just, hey, Dave, like all these people, they're in there. Everybody's getting it.
All these local institutions. We had one in Toronto. It was called Belly Buster. It was a sub place.
Right.
And it was like, if you ask anyone who grew up in my neighborhood, not even my neighborhood, like just sort of like the Toronto, like North Toronto area, Belly Buster, they'd be like, oh yeah, Belly Buster.
Oh yeah.
Like Colin Adair grew up like really close to me. We didn't know each other.
Yeah.
But you could go like, I could like text Adair right now, like, oh, Belly Buster. And he'd be like, oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Dude, so for us in Barrie, there was a couple things. There was the Taco Bell on Bayfield Street, right? Taco Bell. So a few of my friends worked there.
Yeah.
And it was the busiest Taco Bell in Canada because after Molson Park and stuff was crazy. It was like,
right. Yeah.
My buddy Corey, my buddy Corey worked there, and a bunch of us worked there. I never worked there, but I'm
gonna get a beer.
Yeah,
Keep
sure.
talking.
That place, we would go there and get like when they were doing what's the Moose and the Mouse? Fuck. They were like cartoon. There's movies. Yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle. They would give you a free Rocky and Bullwinkle shirt if you eat 20 tacos. And then you have to pay for them though. And so I had my buddy Chris worked there, and like
that's not a good bonus. A Rocky and Bullwinkle shirt.
Well, back then it was.
Sure.
I mean, we were like, well, it was. You're eating Taco Bell. You're not gonna get anything awesome.
Okay.
You're gonna get a heart attack, and you put the shirt over. Like
you're going to Taco Bell. How are you getting a Rocky and Bullwinkle?
There was like a partnership when the movies were coming out back in the day. Like they would get like it was like a sponsored thing.
Like that's cultural appropriation or something like that.
Yeah. What is it? Moose and a beaver.
Yeah. Moose and a beaver at a Taco
shop,
Bell.
When they had the taco dog, Chihuahua, Kiro Taco Bell.
Low keto Taco Bell.
That was after though.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Tostito Taco Bell. But we would get so hooked up. Like my buddy Corey worked there, and he was like he was like the guy at Taco Bell.
Right.
Like a manager at Taco Bell. And we would go through the drive-thru. Boom. My buddy worked at the gas station beside the Taco Bell. So here's the deal. This is a super super stupid story, but anyway, it went Taco Bell. Well, first of all, it was on Bayfield Street in Barrie, fairly infamous street,
it, yeah.
The Golden Mile.
Right.
And
strip mall hell.
Yeah, garbage. And so there was a KFC that
KFC.
There was a different friend
group. It was probably called Kentucky Fried Chicken back then too.
Yeah, it had the crooked bucket spinning.
Yeah, with the Colonel.
Yeah. So nobody I knew worked there. Nobody went to KFC. It's garbage. But it was Taco Bell, Baker's Dozen Donuts where you could smoke and do whatever you wanted there all day.
Baker's Dozen, I remember that.
And then a Shell gas station or Petrocan. Shell. That my buddy Trevor worked at. And there was a drive-through car wash in the back. And it was never busy. So we'd go out and we'd get baked in the car wash. He'd open the car wash, turn it on, we'd get baked. It was great.
Hot box car wash.
Yeah. But Taco Bell, man, you go in there. We would go into the back parking lot, grab garbage, grab receipts that people threw on the ground. Say, hey, we just drove through. We didn't get this. Or we'd have a dummy. I would go through and get something.
Right.
And then I would come back and go, hey, I didn't. And they'd be like, we just gave that to you. Like, I didn't get this. I'd send somebody else in.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh. So we would just get we do it 4
Scamming
times.
the system.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I had a couple of buddies who lived there. Pretty much. They worked there. And you get so much free food.
Right.
But my brother, at one time, maybe in 2012 or so, he worked for a company called Prison Brands. And
Prison?
Prism? Prison. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Prison
CB4,
brands. Okay.
CB4. Prism.
Yep.
They owned Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC, something else in Canada, the rights for it all.
Isn't that the same as Pepsi? Doesn't Pepsi owns them now or something
Yeah,
like
maybe.
that?
Yeah, whatever. But it's Prison Brands.
Okay.
I think yeah. So he had a fucking card.
Oh, the gold card.
He had like the head office card for
Right.
Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, KFC.
Deadly.
So I didn't experience it too much with them, but I went with them once.
You get free food?
You literally just get whatever you want.
Just show them the card.
Yeah, I experienced it like
Deadly.
twice, maybe once, twice, but
Right.
it was he worked down in Vaughan. He hated it. I mean, I think I went to his office once. I mean, this is fucking stupid.
Right.
But and he did fine, but he didn't like it. But I don't know what he did there. I think he was a marketing guy or something like that. But he had this card, and it was
the
like
gold card.
Well,
The
and there was probably
the black card.
I mean, there must have been tons of them out there. Like this food is
Right.
not expensive, so no one's getting like here, take all the cards you want.
Just give the shit
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, they're like, here,
Yeah.
you want 20 tacos? Yeah,
Yeah.
take these.
Yeah.
We don't even want them.
Because tacos are like 99 cents at Taco Bell or something like
Which
that.
imagine what that means their cost us.
Yeah, like
5
1 cent, 5 cents. Yeah, probably.
Clearly, if McDonald's can sell a cheeseburger for 10 cents, even though that was a long time ago,
Well, that was a one-off.
they used to do it all the time. 10-cent cheeseburgers, it was like once a year.
No,
Yeah,
really?
they used to do it even when I moved here. It was like 50 cents or 60 cents taco, or 50 cents or 60 cent burgers, or $1 even. Like
I remember them doing it once here. I remember them because it was the 10-year
Here.
anniversary in the Whistler McDonald's.
yeah, the one in Barrie, it happened a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, super.
I remember
cheap.
that because I was working construction at the time, and I would always go like with the dudes.
Because there was a point where they started putting a limit on it. At one point, there wasn't a limit.
Right.
So,
It was 10-cent hamburgers and 20-cent cheeseburgers they had for
Right.
a while in the Whistler one.
yeah, they had it back at home in Ontario too, for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, they're good for you.
No, they're not.
They're excellent.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they've announced that there's no more preservatives in their burgers or in any of their food?
I find that hard to believe. But would they still do the test where, you know how they like leave that McDonald's shit on the shelf for like a year and it still looks the same as it?
There's no
You see
preservatives,
those?
but I think it's all synthetic. I don't think it's real food. So like,
So
you can
what's
take the preservatives out if you
so
want
what's-
to.
yeah,
Nothing changes.
It's still there's like this
Yeah.
plastic has no preservatives in
Yeah,
it.
it's more like filler.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. What's this whole thing on the news right now about people eating plastic? Have you seen this thing in the
People
news?
eating plastic.
It's like there's so much plastic in our systems.
Well, I saw
from-
something today about this dead whale having plastic in it, but I didn't hear about humans eating
Dude,
plastic.
every whale and every fish has plastic in
Yeah.
it.
Well.
Little marbles from your like exfoliation of your face.
Right.
Give me a break.
That's reminds me of that. The videos I was emceeing last week about the salmon farms is fucked. Fucked.
Yeah, I can't imagine why they don't. I mean, fuck, do it, but just do it inland or something.
Even still, like,
And we can choose not to
why
eat
would
it.
you eat that fish? Like
It's so bizarre. It's fucking disgusting.
it feels like you're just eating tumors. Like salmon.
Like sure, 60 years ago, it's probably fine. Like it didn't matter. But
Well, I don't think there was salmon
No.
farms 60 years ago.
sure, but when
Yeah.
they first started, they're probably
Maybe,
fine. But now
yeah.
it's so. It's like squeeze every cent, squeeze every.
Yeah, but that's like
ounce.
you look at all like the commercial meat farms
Fucking
too. It's probably because they've commercialized like food, like
Yeah, I mean, there's cows packed. I mean, they might as well
or
put-
the chickens thing where
they
they're
could
like
just swap
in the
cows and
cages.
salmon. It's the same thing. Put the
Yeah,
cow-
that's true. Yeah,
like it's all we're chickens. Like
yeah.
when have you seen that video where they drive the like golf cart with the? Speaking of car washes, it's got like these big rubber brushes. It's like this, and they spin, and they drive through a bunch of chickens and just scoops them in. Like it just brushes them into this fucking. It shoots them in this basket in the back. Have you seen this?
No.
It is fucking horrendous. Like
Just scooping up the chickens.
it's like they put, like you know, an old school car wash.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
those
yeah.
spinning brushes
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. Like put that on the front of a golf cart
Yeah,
and
It's
spin it
just
towards you and have
firing
like,
chickens.
have like a hallway between your legs that goes into the back of the golf cart
right,
where there's like a catch-all.
right,
Well, it catches all the chicken that gets spit out,
right.
and they just run them through whatever they run them through.
Yeah,
A grinder.
gross.
It's fucking horrible, man. It's like when you watch them make that video about them making the hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't need to see what goes into a hot dog.
You know, remember when you were a kid, you had those
and
erasers?
assholes.
Remember when erasers? Remember those, when you were a kid, you had the erasers, like kind of like tilted on both sides, and it was like all pink.
A parallelogram.
Yeah, it was pink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Or half blue sometimes for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
pen.
yeah, pink and blue. Yeah,
So imagine that was a liquid form
right.
being squeezed out of a tube
Yeah,
the size
yeah,
of this
yeah.
beer can
Yep.
into a
Well, it's like making sausage too.
right. What is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
Need the cue sausage music.
Yeah, yeah, with the Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I eat it, I guess, but
Well, you don't eat hot dogs very much.
no. I had a good one though at Splits.
Right.
Splits.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, I had bacon on it.
Right.
I mean, wherever it came from, I don't even know. I mean, I can't.
Ignorance is bliss.
I'm not going to apologize. I'm not, I just ate it.
Yeah.
I fucking ate it.
Yeah.
So
You don't need to know. You've
yeah.
eaten worse things.
But it was good. I don't really get the burgers from Splits much at all.
I haven't been to Splits in a while.
Yeah, and why just what? Why is that?
It's too much food.
I think some local dude owns it now. He used to work at GLC.
Oh, really? It got sold again?
Fucking tons of beer.
Stick to the Gibbons. It's better beer.
I don't. Yeah, right. I don't think it. I don't think that it got sold again. I think when it got sold.
Oh.
And cups, cups, Chris cups.
Yeah, he painted all the stuff in there, yeah.
Right.
But apparently they made it a lot nicer because I was
it's been revamped a bit. They got bench seats in there now, and they've got like a new, when you walk in, there's a bit of a
it's like a
different
nicer
counter.
like dining experience, I guess.
Once you pay, that
Yeah.
part of the counter is the same from that like where you order your
But in the
food.
back is not like you got to go down the stairs and it's nicer. Apparently.
Yeah, they put in benches and they put in
Yeah.
some nicer things. But Cups painted the.
Yeah, I ran into Cups when I was in lift. No, not the lift. Mount Curry Coffee Co. And he came in. and He was painting that stuff and stuff. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Is he? Does that sound way different?
Yeah. Way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah, way too much space.
He just blew the levels.
I think he was. He's there for like 3 days.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. He's in there for a while. But yeah, I got a hot dog. Fuck. It was.
I'll take one back there. Owen loves Splits.
Dude, I don't get the. I just get. I don't get the fries.
The fries are
it's too
so
much
good
food.
though.
I know, but it's too much
But
food.
it is too much food. Yeah.
So, a whole hot dog. I'm like, I should get fries, man. You got to get the ensemble, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
I like the fries there.
That's what I could just get the fries and be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I kind of want a hot dog. I'm like, what's the meal? Is it the meal? Is it all of it, or is the? I feel like the meal is the hot dog or the burger.
Right.
And like ketchup's almost, or sorry, fries are almost like a condiment. I feel like
Burger and fries
because
though.
it's just I can't eat all the fries. Like I don't want that much volume in fries.
I can't either, but if it's in front of me,
I mean, I can eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the yes. Here's
right.
yes.
Here's the guy who will eat a whole large pizza.
I can eat a
but he
whole
can't
large
eat hot
pizza.
dog and
Yeah.
fries.
I can eat probably more than a whole large pizza. If I I can sit down, not even sit down. I can just stand there and eat a whole large pizza.
Right.
But I can't eat burger and fries. I feel like I just ate all of everything.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's fucking silly, man. And remember when I was a kid, I could eat a full box of crap. They're not, a full box to me is like, it's way too much.
I might still be able to do that. I feel like I can eat a lot of pasta.
Yeah, I mean, I can, but I wouldn't even think about it.
No.
Like I can't even, when I get a full pizza, I don't even think about eating. I just eat it.
Right.
A hot dog, I'm like, oh my god, I eat the whole. Oh my god, a whole hot dog.
A whole hot dog compared to a full pizza.
But a big jumbo dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, full pizza. I don't know. I don't get that whole. This one, I don't get how the volume is extremely different.
But the calories are probably there's probably more calories in a full pizza than there are in a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
hot dog and fries.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's what is it in the Brooklyn, the Domino's Brooklyn's like almost 1,900 calories
in one pizza.
Which doesn't seem like, it seems like it's quite, you get off kind of easy on that.
That's a lot.
I know, it doesn't seem like, it should be more.
I don't know.
It's pizza and carbs and everything else. I don't even know what a Splits. I don't even know Splits has. They should legally have to list. I don't know what a calorie count is on Splits burger and fries. It's probably not far off because the McDonald's Big Mac is like 700 calories with the sauce.
Right. Yeah, I guess so.
So, and I remember like
feels like less.
There was a warning. It was a warning or whatever the fuck it was. It wasn't a warning. It might have just been like an article that said warning on it, but it said like restaurants like Kelsey's are like the murderers because you think it's healthier,
but there's so much food,
dude. The calorie count and the sauces, like you think you're. Well, I'm eating McDonald's. I'm gonna eat Kelsey's. Right. And now I can have. It's a way bigger portion. I can get that because it's fine.
Right.
No, it's worse.
Yeah, but calories are calories. It doesn't matter what.
I know, but like this whole thing is like it was more, like way more, and like higher in like saturated fats and higher in like whatever. It costs you 3 times as much.
Kelsey's is shit food though, pretty much.
For sure, but even like,
but not as shitty as Domino's or McDonald's.
Do you think McDonald's is healthier for you than Kelsey's? Do you think it's better for you?
Probably not.
If you had a McDonald's meal and a Kelsey's meal, if you had a burger and fries from both,
No.
I would
It's
guess.
probably split
I
the
would guess
difference.
there's less calories in the McDonald's, but it's not as pure. Kelsey's pure.
Fresh.
Sure, or just less processed.
Right.
So I would
Probably not though. It's probably the same.
right. If you have fries and a Big Mac from McDonald's, you're at like probably 1,000 calories, maybe 1,200 calories,
Versus fries and a burger from Kelsey's.
which is probably
You might get some fresher ingredients in Kelsey's.
sure, but the calorie count's probably higher.
Probably, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I can't eat it. I can eat a whole pizza.
Yep.
I could probably eat 2 pizzas. I can literally, if you order pizza right now, I'll eat both of them. Actually, I bet you I could.
All right, let's try.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
That's
could
a weird
never do
thing.
the Scott Surface cheeseburger challenge though, because you'd fail at that.
What's that?
You never saw that?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was like way back.
He's
in
like 9 feet tall. His stomach's
this isn't like a
seven-
Wildcats movie, and he was like challenged to eat. I think it might have been Big Macs actually. I gotta talk to Scott about that.
I eat a bunch of Big Macs.
He ate like 10 Big Macs.
Wow, really?
Yeah, this was in a video, or maybe it was the cheeseburger challenge. Maybe he ate cheeseburgers. I'd have to
10
go-
Big Macs is a lot of food.
That's
man.
ridiculous amount
It's a
of
bunch
food,
of bread,
yeah.
really.
Yeah, it's still
30
ridiculous,
pieces of
though.
bread.
Yeah, it's like a loaf of bread with burgers.
Dude, again, I can eat a loaf of bread in no time. You go over to like Pure Bread. This place is like overrated.
You can't eat a loaf of pure bread.
Dude, I'll go over there and get their like cherry chocolate loaf. Like it's legit. And I'm like, I'll eat half. Or I'll eat a piece.
I don't like any types of loaves.
Dude,
Except meatloaf. Meatloaf's good.
meatloaf is great.
Yeah.
When I was in that keto, trying that,
Right.
the meatloaf saved me. The mini meatloaf from the market up the street.
Oh yeah, right.
The half
Are
size.
you off keto? You're not keto anymore.
Nah, I ate a whole pizza 2 nights ago, man.
That's true.
That's like zero keto.
That's
It's all carbs. Carbo.
Negative keto.
Carbo.
I'm on a carbo diet.
I thought it. Oh, it's keto. I thought you said carbo.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you though, when I was eating that way, I was never hungry. I never had cravings for food.
Right.
I think it's because of the lack of sugar and the lack of carbohydrates.
I was listening to another
I'm not,
podcast.
I'm not advocating either way. I'm just saying I feel like that was like an interesting learning experience.
There was another podcast. It was the 9 Club podcast, and they were talking about the keto thing and how this person was eating just meat and salt.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't. But he was
Jordan Peterson's
daughter, right?
Yeah,
Who was
yeah.
on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, she has.
He was referencing that.
Yeah.
And so the skateboarder who was talking about it, this Canadian guy, he's got this crazy autoimmune
right.
disorder, I guess, that Jordan Peterson's daughter has as well.
Yeah.
So he was referencing it, and he's like, yeah, she ate like meat and salt for 7 months, and she said she never felt healthier. And I'm like, how the fuck is that possible?
Her dad
Like,
does it now too, and he hasn't eaten meat. I mean, I'm not gonna get this right, but I'm close to right. He hasn't eaten meat in like
Eaten meat or vegetables?
Sorry, he's only eaten meat and water for
Right.
like longer than a year.
Yeah, meat, salt, and water. That's all you eat.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
I just eat salty meat and skip the salt. Just
Yeah.
eat salty meat.
right. So you're eating pepperoni sticks and water like all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you'd
maybe not
have
pepperoni sticks,
deficiencies extremely in other parts of their.
I know.
But
Isn't that how you get scurvy?
I don't know. I don't even know what scurvy is. I think it's like a boat disease,
Well, it's
You gotta-
because
you gotta
it was a scurvy was like
like
a
typhoid,
vitamin. No, it was like a vitamin deficiency that like sailors
vitamin
would get.
B.
Vitamin C, I think. A vitamin C deficiency that they would get like sailing across the ocean.
To
Like
only
back.
eating bread or something or like.
Yeah, because they're only eating bread or other salty
Right.
fish or bullshit like that.
Uh,
I don't know what it did to you, but didn't sound good.
Scurvy,
A
man.
disease like scurvy,
Fuck,
it
dude.
can't be
Polio?
pleasant.
polio.
Yeah.
Polio. Scurvy to me sounds like shit. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
can't be
think it
good.
sounds great.
It's like when your gums bleed and shit or something like that. It's like it's not good.
What when you think of like back in the day when people like sailed here, and like
Right.
when you hear about these diseases like polio and whatever the fuck else there is, which one in your brain stands out the most like sketchiest? Like
Leprosy. For sure. Leprosy, hands down.
yeah,
But I don't think people got that from sailing here. That
it's
was
not even
just
funny. Sorry,
that was like another old school, but that still exists.
I know, right? Whoops. That's when you lose limbs and things start to mold together.
Shit starts falling off your body.
Your hand becomes a nub or something, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine watching that happen.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be like one day. It'd be like the next 6 years.
No, it just like rots off your body.
My hand becomes a microphone.
Sure.
Well, it looks like that anyway.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Dude, that's
like
crazy.
Your hand becomes a microphone.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Edward microphone hands.
Michael microphone
You'd
hands.
be like the best podcaster ever.
Dude, yeah. Quiet down. I just need speakers. I just want to be heard.
Yeah. Leprosy for sure.
Leprosy. Yeah, it is.
That'd be suck. That would be shitty.
But that's not like a boat disease.
Well, no. Okay. That's not a boat. Polio wasn't a boat disease either.
Polio. It wasn't.
I don't know.
I can't believe I'm just butchering every medical belief. But
the Black Plague didn't sound like much fun either.
The Black Plague.
Bubonic plague. Yeah, that's
the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. That killed like millions and millions of
Europeans. Turn
Europeans.
people's skin black or something? Like, did it rot you out?
I don't know why it was called. No, I don't know. It was called the Black Plague, but it was like the bubonic plague. It was spread by rats.
Right.
In Europe, and it killed millions and millions of people.
Have you heard of this thing that rats have now? It's like a disease where they want to infect you. It's like this thing. I heard it recently.
This doesn't sound real.
Oh, it's real.
So rats are going to come attack you?
No, they get a disease, an infection that makes them want to give it to you.
Humans, per se.
Humans. Cumin and hot. Yeah, humans.
I have not heard this. It sounds like some Alex Jones InfoWars shit.
It's a Joe Rogan thing.
Right. Okay. Right. Same thing.
So I mean, it could be right, could be wrong. You never know. But yeah, I think there's like, I don't know how we got on this disease program. Probably because Taco Bell gives you diseases. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, I actually can recall how we exactly got to this.
Now you're keeping track.
Yeah. Now I'm keeping track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about keto.
Oh yeah, right. Keto.
And then we went from keto to scurvy.
Right, because you don't eat enough. Get enough.
And that's how
vitamins.
we got here. Yeah.
Yeah, keto. I don't know. I use the keto strips. You got to pee on them, and it tells you the color of it's where your ketosis level is.
Right.
So I went to like the liquor store.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you get the strips.
We're just peeing on newspaper. No, but I went to the pharmacy beside the liquor store.
Right.
Which is an interesting pairing.
Yeah.
And I got the keto strips, and you pee on them to see where your ketosis level is. Right.
Right.
It's a lot of effort to get remotely.
Did you reach peak ketosis?
No, I was like below middle.
Right.
I was in ketosis state, but I was only the one up from the not.
Oh.
And I tried. Like I tried a lot. Like I had beer here and there. I mean, okay, I didn't.
I like beer way too much. I could never do it.
Actually, I stopped.
Yeah, because you can't have alcohol at all.
Well, you just can't have carbs.
Which is alcohol?
Yeah, I mean you could have vodka probably. Is there carbs in vodka?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, because
that beer was like the carbs, like the hops, and all that kind of stuff. And like straight, if you drank tequila.
Yeah, but there's like carbs or sugar, right?
You can have 20. I think it's like 20% of your intake that day can be carbs each day.
I like chocolate.
But there's carbs in like there's carbs in carrots and broccoli. There's carbs in vegetables, right?
Right.
Right, and there's probably some carbs in meat, I guess.
Yep.
But you can't like bread, of course, off the table.
Yeah, I don't eat much bread. Pasta though. Potato chips.
Pasta's. There's nothing but carbs in pasta.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah.
The only thing with potato chips is the only thing I think is I have vinegar and I have salt when I have potato chips because I don't either eat any other kind of potato chips.
Yeah.
But yeah, the keto thing I would like to try it again. And I think there was a benefit to it. I felt like a bit different. You how they call it keto flu.
Doesn't sound good.
No, you just feel like kind of tired and groggy, kind of like sick, like because your body's getting used to the changeover.
Right.
But I think I didn't get to that part. I didn't try hard enough, so I got a bit of it, but I wasn't like, I don't know how bad it can get. If you went straight meat, salt, and water, that would probably, but that's different than keto.
Yeah, that's extreme keto.
That's weirdo.
That's weirdo.
Yeah, same O at the end, but it's like, I think it's the O family, but I think it's just weirdo.
Yeah.
But it's
weird
like,
to the front.
Yeah, you spelled keto wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you spelled weirdo wrong, actually. Yeah. These are both empty. Wow.
Good job.
Yeah. That's a problem with the big can. It's still one beer.
Yeah. But the problem with that is the beer gets warm by the time you get to the end of it. It's so big.
Oh, you gotta drink it fast. That's why that's why I'm already I'm like a beer and a half ahead of you.
Yeah, well. not including the 3 beers that I had before we started this podcast.
Right. He 11 has like primers.
Yeah.
He uses the glass for the first 2 beers, and then
Yeah.
he's just to get him done
The
quick.
speed drink.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a novelty to drink that Labatt 50 now. I feel like Labatt 50.
What was the first beer you ever drank? Do you remember that?
I think it was Schooner. My dad.
Oh, Jesus.
And with the boat on it, with the schooner.
No,
on
I
it.
know what you mean. Yeah, that's
Pretty
not a
sure.
good beer, though.
That was like a sip from my dad.
Oh, okay. But like high school party, whenever you started drinking, first beer, do you remember? Or what was your...
I bet it was probably a Budweiser, because my brother drank
Budweiser.
Budweiser in high school a lot with all his friends.
Did he buy beer for you?
A couple times?
Only a couple times.
Yeah, because after a while, I became friends with older people.
Right.
Like when I was in
When
high
did
school.
you start drinking? When was the first time you got drunk?
Oh, not until like 17, 16.
Really?
I got high when I was 12. I was smoking weed when I was 12.
Okay.
Yeah, like first thing. Like one of my best friends went to high school year before I did.
Did you smoke cigarettes before that?
Yeah. Oh, I smoked cigarettes at the same time.
You went from
There was a Russian dude.
Siggy's right to weed.
There was a Russian dude who owned a gas station
Of course.
about 45 minute, half an hour bike ride from my house.
Yuri.
So I don't know what his name was, but he had this old sick like TV, like remember the TV like the all wood, with the TV in the middle.
Yeah, just like the stereo I was mentioning with my
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
Yeah, like big cabinet.
So
Yeah.
full circle here. So
CRT.
he had the store, and it was an Apto. It's a place called Apto, and it was probably half an hour bike ride from my house.
Was that a chain or was it only one off?
No, it was in a town called Apto.
Oh, the town was Apto.
Yeah,
Okay.
Apto, right near Elmvale and between Anton Mills and Elmvale.
I feel like that name rings a bell.
If you're going to Wasaga Beach, you're going to Collingwood. It's the town Apto is. It's just at the end of like if you take Bayfield Street out of Barrie all the way towards Elmvale, like all the way down.
Yeah.
Apto, you pass Horseshoe Valley Road.
Right.
Apto is right there.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we would bike there and buy smokes from Russian man, and all of us, like my buddies, like 5 of us, would go and buy a hack of butts, like
Right.
Du Maurier,
Yeah.
all the time. We bike there. And we buy smokes from the Russian guy. We're like fucking 12. We're fucking 12, right? Like that guy's an asshole.
Yeah,
if I found the guy now, I'd sue the shit out of him. But I should know better because I'm 12. So anyway, we go there and we'd like smoke, just smoke until let's go home.
Yeah.
So I'll have packs of smokes.
Right.
I'm surprised, man. Smoking's disgusting, and I remember like smoking at my window in my bedroom. I'm like 13.
Yeah.
And no one knew.
Did they really not know?
Well, I don't know. My parents would have said something.
Because I feel like that too. Like, because I would be like, because I smoke too, and I would come home, and thinking about it now, I'm like, they fucking had to know. Like, I'd go down to the park and smoke a cigarette, and then come back, and it's like, you don't do that and not smell like cigarettes.
Right.
Like,
I don't come. Oh, dude, so many weird stories when I was a kid. Holy shit, man! All these things that happened.
I used to collect all the beer caps from the beer that I drank. And my parents found it. They're like, "What are these?" I'm like, "Oh, I just like to collect them."
My bro did that too. You guys are the same. He
Yeah.
collect them all, right? My brother drank like I think he was the guy who drank in high school.
Right.
He's drinking in high school. But I was already smoking weed, so I didn't really I drank, but it was more of like a thing that I did with smoking weed. So I wasn't getting blasted.
Right.
But I think the first real time I got drunk, my buddy Graham Skippin at my house on vodka.
Right.
My parents were. My grandmother lived with me for a long time, and she took care of me for a while. So, but she was in bed upstairs. My buddy Graham Skippin stayed over,
Right.
and I raided my parents.
The
Didn't,
liquor
my
cabinet?
parents didn't drink.
Oh no.
My dad had beer now and again, but no one ever got drunk. 'Cause I think my mom was married to an alcoholic before they got married to my dad.
Ah, okay.
All these things unfold as I'm older, and so I don't think they drank, but they had booze for entertaining. They had a booze closet, or what the fuck, a booze closet,
Cabinets.
booze cabinet.
Yeah.
And it was full of awesome booze, like great shit, right?
Yeah.
And my dad had beer now. He always had beer, but he wasn't like an alcoholic. So when I became like, hey, what's going on here? What's this fun juice?
Yeah.
I would go and just like make swamp water.
Oh,
Yeah,
but everything.
But yeah, when I graduated from just straight vodka that one night. So my buddy and I got grandma and we had screwdrivers.
Oh yeah.
Like fucking I'm throwing up. I'm in the snowbank in my boxers outside. Eating ice cream. We're both in there in our boxers. I remember this is a super. The fact that I remember this is really interesting to me. 'Cause I was fucking I was like 12 or 16, 17 because he just got his car license and he just drove to my house.
Yeah.
And we were fucking. And I remember like sitting in the snowbank in my driveway because snow snowed back then. It snowed a ton.
Yeah.
My brother comes down the road from work. I'm like, holy fuck. We're just fucking hammered. So I like ran inside, like put the ice cream in the freezer. Anyway, yeah, I remember that was like my first. I threw up for most of the night.
Right. Yeah.
I had beans and wieners for dinner that night. Sounds so specific. It actually happened. This is really true.
Don't say wieners. Don't say beans and wieners.
I had beans and wieners.
That's terrible.
Wieners and beans.
Yeah.
I had that for dinner.
Right.
It looked the same.
Yeah.
Looked the exact same when it came out.
Yeah.
All in the
Mass purge.
remember when you were a kid and you had like in your laundry room had those big white tub sinks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I clogged that thing.
Right.
I threw up all of it.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. But I had long hair then, so it was cool.
You still have long hair.
I grew my long hair. I started growing my hair in grade 8. When I graduated grade 8, I've never cut my hair again.
Wow.
So I went to grade 8 graduation with the chicken pox. Oh, sorry. I had just got over the chicken pox. And
so many great stories.
yeah, I was just got over the chicken pox. I went to my grade 8 graduation. So I'd gap like
The pox.
Dude, I had cherry docks.
Oh yeah, perfect. How many holes?
4 holes.
Oh, only the
Small.
shoes.
Yeah,
Okay,
shoes.
yeah.
I had cherry docks. I had a cherry Gap sport coat and
Sweet.
khaki pants.
Pretty dapper.
And I had chicken pox scars all over the fucking all over. And my girlfriend was in grade 9. She was in high school already.
Yeah, nice older woman.
Yeah, what a babe. And so I don't know where the fuck I was going. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not cutting my hair.
Right.
Graduate grade 8. Fuck, I'm not cutting my hair. I didn't cut it for a long time, like probably till I finished college.
And that's
Trinidad.
when it was
I got called the fucking caveman.
by Daryl Trinidad.
No, by these 2 hot girls who were making fun of me and Daryl for just wherever we were. I got called the fucking caveman.
Trini didn't have long hair though, did he?
No, he always had nice hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, super like shiny black hair.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Still does.
Yeah. He's not from Trinidad though.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
But no, he had nice hair for sure. But I like skid hair, I like long hair. I mean, fuck, I had a Camaro. God damn it! Like, yeah. And then, but in college, I had
It's such a vivid picture you're painting right now.
I had a Z24 in college.
Z24.
Yeah,
Is that a Nissan?
Cavalier Z24.
Oh, Cavalier.
The
okay.
gray trim and the black body.
Sure.
The gray skirt kit.
That you upgraded your Camaro to a Z24.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound the same when you say Z. It's Z would be better.
Isn't that the American way saying Z?
Yeah.
Right.
So a Z24 is 4 steps down from a Z28.
Yeah.
You could say that.
But there's no Z20 or like Z22 or whatever.
Yeah,
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Z24.
Z26.
I don't know.
I know what you're saying now that you said it though. I'm like, oh yeah, right. I remember that.
Yeah, it was like an 89.
My friend had it was like a Sunfire, but we called it a Sun Chicken because it had like the Pontiac. You know, the Pontiac logo was like the bird, but we just call.
My buddy dad had a Sunfire and he drove around.
Yeah,
it was black.
it was a Sun Chicken.
All rounded and weird and pointy.
Kinda, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, the Sunbird.
Wasn't that
the
pointy?
Sunbird and the. So it's always the same. The Sunbird and the Cavalier were the
yeah,
thing.
Pontiacs and Chevys were kind of the same. Yeah.
And then when Chevy
It was like
made the new Z24, like the cool, more rounded one, like
Right.
like late 90s, early 2000s, they made the new rounded one.
Right.
And then they went to the Sunfire that was all pointed, looked like a fucking beak. It looked like a bird. Like it was
Right.
all like rounded and like over the back wheel was all
yeah.
like pointed. It was like a what the fuck, man.
Funny designs.
Yeah.
And another buddy of mine had a Mazda RX-7, which was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, my buddy had one out here. It was like turbo. It was money. It was
Yeah.
taped out. Yeah. We drifted up Staff Hill with it one day. I thought I was gonna die.
Right.
I thought I was literally gonna die. Yeah, he's I don't know. Now he's like he works in the Fort Maxim or whatever it is.
Of course he does.
Yeah. What was your first car again?
Toyota Camry, completely boring, completely
4-door.
4-door.
Tan. Was it tan?
No, it was gray. It was like
yeah.
gray, like sort of a graphite, darker gray with like gray interior. Bought it off my dad.
So it's gray.
So it's gray, yeah.
Right. You bought it off your parents.
It was my dad's car, yeah.
Right.
Bought it off him.
Right. My brother's first car was a '64 Volkswagen Beetle, and we towed it back from Florida.
Jesus.
And I got a fucking Camaro. We went to Florida. We towed it back. He still has it. He fucking still has it. It caught on fire like 2 months ago. He fixed it.
Really?
He still has it.
Out here?
Yeah, he brought it out here he put it on a fucking train. Brought it out here.
I've only
Proctor.
ever owned 4 cars. I just realized that.
I've had a bunch. I've had like 2 trucks,
2
Volkswagens, a Mazda, the car I have now.
Yeah, the Toyota
Cavalier.
and 3 Subarus. That's it.
Yeah. But my brother's car, he still has it. Same. He bought it from a guy in Florida. Same color. It's still the exact same as he bought it. And we towed it back.
What year? 68?
64. Super Beetle.
64.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And how old? He was 16. I was 13. So we're talking like 91,
Sure.
maybe
'Kay.
around 90. We towed it back from Florida on a U-Haul. We bought like the dolly. Rented
Oh,
the
yeah,
dolly
okay,
and
yeah.
towed it back. And he still has it. I had a fucking Camaro, like for like a 6 months before it blew up.
Right.
Maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he still has it. He loves that thing. It's like it looks cool, but
Not functional at all. Looks
it
cool.
doesn't have reverse. You have to hold it in reverse.
Like on the stick.
Yeah, it caught
Right.
fire like 2 months ago.
Right.
He was driving down the street. He goes, "What things? It caught on fire." He had to. Sorry, Proctor. I'm totally. I don't know if it matters, but he had to. He's driving down the street, caught on fire. So he'd stop, run to some stranger's house, take their garden hose, and he pulled. I guess it ripped off the house. Something like he ran with it, and it ripped off the
In
house,
Squamish.
like cartoon style. Yeah.
Right.
And so he had to go and like I think he was like cupping or like dog traying or found a tray to like throw water on his Volkswagen engine.
Right.
So now it's fixed, but now when you see it, the engine's on the back.
Right.
And the venting where the engine's burnt, like the paint's all
Right.
burnt and brown. It's like maybe like this big spot on this back. He's had the thing for like fucking 600 years. It's
Right.
crazy, man. It's had it forever. But yeah, I think we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I have no idea. What does it say in your clock there?
Well, it says 3,178 something. It doesn't go by time. It doesn't go by time.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's probably been an hour and
A little while, yeah. It's
Over
been,
an hour.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
what should we call it?
Sure.
All right. You have anything else to add? You want to say anything special? Anything to plug? Where are you going to be next? Your next appearance. Right.
Next appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no appearances on,
No
on the
appearances.
schedule. Yeah.
You just see me on the mountain.
Yeah, see me in lining up early, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning, lining up for two runs, and that's about it. No,
Are you going to go up for real?
I'm gonna go up. Yeah, I think so.
Man, I don't know. If
If I get
jealous
this, if I get this pass sorted out, I will.
right. Ours aren't even ready yet.
Yeah.
They did it on purpose. It's not ready. We can't go up. They don't,
Yeah.
they don't want to say you can't go because we aren't allowing you.
I'm only gonna go up because, like Chad and JF and DCP are gonna go up, so I might go do a run with them and
Oh yeah, it's
hang
gonna
out
be
with, hang out with the bros.
It'll be fun.
It'll literally be like
It's-
one run, go have a coffee, maybe a Caesar as soon as
Yeah.
I can, and then come down.
Like yeah,
You have
that's
to
what I would wanna
download
do.
from the Roundhouse. Like that's shit.
Yeah, but it's the way it is. I mean, what do you?
I don't care really. I'm not even like it's weird. Like I'm like, yeah, snowboarding, cool. Whatever.
Do you think this year has a different feeling to you than years past, as far as
Yes.
like your enthusiasm for getting out there? Mine has definitely dwindled quite a bit.
Last year was insane because
Yeah.
last year's opening day was insane,
Right.
and the year before was insane as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember the year before I skinned up with Postal.
Right. Yeah,
We
you
did-
were up early.
We did the
bird.
split board and up to red
I
chair.
mean, because you could do it. That's why.
We could do it, and then last year I lined up with Chad and Devin
Yeah.
at like 5 in the morning,
Right.
and it was like, where you weren't here last? Where were you last fall?
I was in Nicaragua with my
That's where
appendix
you were.
out. Yeah.
Because right, appendix.
yeah.
Because I was thinking about that. I'm like, Proctor wasn't here because it had kind of gone from like it was like this, and then literally in like 2 weeks it snowed
Nuked.
7 feet.
Right. I remember
Like,
when I was away. I was like,
It
oh,
was
man.
like an opening base last year. It was like 200 centimeters, like an opening
Yeah.
base. So it was fucked. So I almost was like even a month ago, I'm like, there's no way it's going to be good again. But I
Yeah.
thought it would be a little bit better than what it is now. But whatever, it'll snow.
It will
Go
snow.
mount-
I
go
think
mountain
actually, you know
biking.
what happened? I think in the next couple days we're gonna get enough snow that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Only where it's gonna be. I mean, it's actually only gonna be good where there's actually snow now where it's been groomed.
Yeah. Can you believe this weather?
Oh my god, can you believe it? Yeah. Can you believe it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the weather.
Yeah, it's the weather. Of course I can believe it.
Doing someone else's material sidearm.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, I don't have usually when I go to my staff meeting, like whatever you want to call it, I can't say it out
Volley
loud.
meeting.
I can't call myself out right now.
Okay.
But when I go to the meeting that involves me getting a pass on what I do,
Sure. I just called you, but whatever. Go
no,
ahead.
you just volunteer, whatever. I'm volunteer. Yeah. It usually kicks off. Oh yeah, I'm get psyched.
Yeah.
Kicks it off, and then I was like, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's because of snow too, but I felt it a bit last year. I felt like There was days I'm like, I should have gone. Damn, I didn't go. And I was like, oh, I didn't really want to go.
Right.
I didn't even have a job last year. I could have gone every day. I actually went quite a bit, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like this year's a bit different. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll snow. People will do stuff on the hill. That'll be it.
People. Yeah, exactly.
People will slide down the hill on skis and snowboards.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Boom.
That's how I sync up the ass end of the video.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
There we go.
Like it's a high five. It's functional and friendly.
Fashionable.
Yeah. All right.